Welcome back to the GDQ Hotfix. My name is Dangerous, and this is Crosshair, the show that features runs with bullets. First-person shooters, third-person shooters, shmups, bullet hells, lasers, rockets, grenades, goggles, and shotgun shells. If it's got bullets in it, it's got a home here at Crosshair. If you've got a run that you think qualifies for this or any of our other GDQ Hotfix shows, head on over to gamesdonquick.com/hotfix and fill out the run submission form, and you just may end up on a future episode of the GDQ Hotfix. Folks, when I was younger, I played a little game about a secret agent who infiltrated enemy territory and stealthily took down enemies, from cover and tried to stay hidden. But enough about Metal Gear Solid. Let's talk about Splinter Cell, because we're going to be featuring Splinter Cell today. We're going to be featuring 3 Splinter Cell games, all with one runner who actually, if you tuned into Game Over on Monday, you also saw him running Halo there. Distro's back, and he's going to be running Pandora tomorrow, Chaos Theory, and Blacklist back to back to back. Man's a machine. Distro, welcome to Crosshair.
Hello, thank you very much for the introduction. I'm Distro, and yeah, as mentioned, I'll be doing Pandora tomorrow, Chaos Theory, and Blacklist. It's going to be fun. Every game is very different and has unique aspects to it. And I'm also joined, I'm not alone. We have director music in the co-commentary.
Hello, hello.
And yeah, are we good to start, or?
Yeah, you just give us a countdown, and let's get this show going.
Okay, so we're going to start as soon as I start the first mission. Normally, if you make a new profile, there is a scene where you lockpick a handcuff, and then there's a cutscene, but we don't need to go through that in the speedrun. So we start in 3, 2, 1, and go.
Good luck.
Welcome back.
Thank you very much. So this is the second game in this series. Old, but still quite a nice game, I think. And we start right away with the skip, actually. Instead of going for the small parkour, I will try to do a very precise jump onto this fence. And there's an invisible wall I try to go around, so I'm going to go slow here. Do some fancy trick jumps, and that's the first skip of the game.
Nice. That was cool.
That's not even like a minute in, and we're already skipping.
Yep. This is now you could think, okay, we had one skip, just put in nothing else, is Splinter Cell, right? No, we have way more in store for you. There's actually another skip coming right up, and for that one to work, you need high FPS, and for some reason that we are not sure about, if you have high enough FPS, there is an invisible barrier you can jump on, and then you can just trick jump your way up here. That was the high FPS part already, just the invisible barrier being there that you can run out. And then you can go out of bounds like this and skip that guard and some landmines. Speaking of landmines, there's more. We can just jump over them. There we go. Very nice. And then this is a cool place to mention the double jump that you just saw. This was a mechanic in Splinter Cell 1 where you could just jump off any wall. In Pandora tomorrow, they changed it so it only works when there's 2 walls very close to each other. You can do that move that you just saw. But there might be a bit more trickery later on. We'll talk about that soon. But now I just shot the light. You see enough air manipulation. Stealth game, not so stealth in the speedrun maybe, but we're still not detected. In fact, if we get detected here, if you watch on the right of the screen, below the life bar, you see 0 out of 1. That means if I get 1 alarm, the mission is over. And as I enter the second part of Dilly, I'll hand over the commentary to director for a bit.
Yeah, so right now we're in the second part of the level, and here we're going to start off with a pretty risky sort of strat. I don't know if Distro is going to go for all guns blazing, but this is what we call Sedona skip. We don't know exactly how it works, but the gist of it is that you just run through hoping that you don't get detected, and you just yeah, I mean that's just how sometimes stealth games work, you know. So
and you see Shetland getting stuck in the stairs. Sorry.
Yeah. And here we are rescuing Shetland, who's our good friend here, and he has some spicy info on this handy mobile device. As you can see, it's pretty readable, pretty very intelligent stuff. So that somehow gives us information where we need to go further. And right now, Distro is going down into this big hall where all we have to do here is just go YOLO, although you still have to be very careful because sometimes guards can decide that, you know what, I'm just going to be very accurate today and just unleash an entire clip into Sam, and that's, you know, pretty much game over. One thing you saw Distro do here is he basically quick saved and quick loaded in rapid succession. What that does is it allows us to skip dialogue lines, which are sometimes tied to certain game events, for example, cutscene starting, etc. So by skipping a dialogue, we don't have to listen through it, and we just can advance, you know, forward. And that will be a massive skip, a massive time skip later on, you know, by just skipping conversations. You know, you can just get rid of all those conversations and run your way.
I should mention, I wasn't allowed to kill anyone in this mission until this point. If you see on the bottom right, alarm meter is gone. It just shows a bunch of dashes and or hyphens rather, and dashes. And I can just shoot anyone now, and alarms don't matter. Also, you saw me after I did the dialogue skip, which activated the cutscene, as the director explained. You saw me shoot at the wall of the house in the back, which distracts the sniper guard, so I can just go forward without him seeing me at all. Normally you're supposed, that's actually a cool thing, I think, in the casual game. You're supposed to stay in the spotlight and go through, but by shooting you're faster. We make him turn around, we run through, we're done. Mission 1 done, by the way. Going to Paris for a nice little trip, and I'll hand over the commentary again.
Awesome. So right now we're in the second level, which is Paris, and you briefly saw Distro use the pistol there at the end of Dilly, the first level. Here you will see Sam shooting with his pistol a lot more. And one thing you can notice is that we always use this red dot shooting mode. And that is because normally, because this is a stealth game and the developers didn't want players to just, you know, go all guns blazing, they made it so that the accuracy is, let's just say, pretty terrible. But in this game, they added this red dot aiming mode where you basically have laser aim, provided you aim the red dot where you want to shoot, and we utilize this a lot. It is a very broken mechanic, but for us speedrunners, you know, we take what we can get, and yeah, that will come in handy a lot. Now here, what happened was Distro shot out a gas grenade to kind of take care of the enemies there quickly. And we have to access this computer here, this very generic looking red background computer. Yeah, there's a bit of downtime here, although don't worry, there's going to be some very funny voice acting here in just a moment.
For specific frozen dead men. What do the client databases say?
Nothing from here. It's a separate network. Oh my god.
What?
Oh my god.
The mercenaries just remote triggered a
I mean,
timer.
the voice acting in this game can be sometimes pretty funny.
Oh my god. They triggered a bomb.
Yeah.
Also, another thing I should mention, you saw me take out the 2 enemies before, not the ones just now, but the ones before that at the computer room, by shooting sticky cams on their heads. Sticky cams are meant to basically spy around and observe stuff. But if you shoot them at the heads, they actually get knocked out. So there's 2 guards that shot the lights, they don't see me, and I can just casually stroll through here. Maybe shoot this camera because we're being stealthy, we don't want to be spotted. Stealthy is way too...
game.
I'm inside the client storage database.
I have the keypad codes memorized, they're always the same.
I see at least 8 clients mortified penguins.
And these alarms don't matter. In fact, on the normal difficulty, the alarms reset if you don't get one for a while. In the speedrun, it's routed in a way that the alarms are not an issue. Like, right now you see 2 out of 3, but it will revert later to 0 if I'm far enough into the map. And I skip a dialogue again to get this cutscene early. Also, I picked up the disposable pick in the PC room, which is what one of the guards dropped. So I can use it on this door instead of lockpicking manually. This is way faster. Now this is... Oh, I got a bit unlucky there. I will not play this safe. Okay. Oh, what? That was interesting, to say the least. I was stuck for some reason. I couldn't slap him, which is unusual. That's okay. We just go again.
Has that ever happened before?
I think so, but I haven't played this game actively in a while. It's pretty rare for that to happen.
Yeah, this frag grenade skip here is pretty crazy. So Distro will, well, he threw a frag grenade there, which will basically allow us to skip a cutscene and do the objective that we're supposed to do after the cutscene right before entering it. So we can just save some time here.
It's quite precise,
And,
but oh, actually missed it.
yeah.
I'm going to try that again. It should work.
Yeah, it's a bit finicky because if you do it at a wrong angle, you can accidentally hit Coda Buff, which is the NPC we're rescuing, and then that's mission over. Also, if your timing is off, the cutscene will not skip itself, and that's also a bit of time loss. But here we rescued Coda Buff, who will again give us information via a mobile phone, because that's of course the best way of getting things across. And remember when I said that you can skip entire conversations with quick save and quick loading? So here you can see exactly that. It's like probably a solid minute of just dialogue and nothing else, just skipped.
Another thing I want to mention quickly, sorry.
Yeah?
You see this steam coming out. That's a side effect of the grenade. You're not supposed to destroy that until you're done with the cutscene with the phone. But the grenade actually damages it early, and I get the steam. You're supposed to do that so you can go through, otherwise you just die in that vent that I just went through.
Yeah.
So that's like a 2-in-1 skip, basically. And this cutscene is skipped, even though it took multiple attempts. It saves a lot of time. Also, I'm going to hand over to the director again because of focus.
So here you will see probably one of the most spectacular skips in the entire game, because basically this skips the entire level. Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
So what Distro did was skip a level that is, I don't remember how long it is. It's like probably 5-6-ish minutes.
Oh wow.
It's a very precise skip because, as you can see, we're on top of a train and our movement is pretty restricted. But by using this binocular vision thing, you can walk backwards in a way where you get pushed back by this like airstream, incoming airstream, onto the other wagon, and then you can just skip
T-posing guard.
the entire level. Yep, there you go. You can just skip the entire level by just going to the end section and trigger the final bits of the level. And I mean, it's one of my favorite things in the speedrun for sure.
Right.
Yeah, basically the end trigger is already there above the hatch. We just hit it from above where we're not supposed to be just yet, and everything ends up earlier. And I will actually explain more.
Character at the end, right?
Yes, we can do the thank you.
Yeah, so chat, we're going to do a poll, and you're going to get to decide the outcome of this level. So what's the character's name?
Dahlia Tal.
Dahlia.
Dahlia, D-A-H-L-I-A.
D-A-H-L-I-A. Chat, we're going to do a poll. You get to choose to either shoot or spare Dahlia at the end of this level. So let's go ahead and fire off that poll, and you make your choice.
So what you just saw there is the F2000 skip. It's actually really difficult to do. I hit the first try. Now I jumped past that barrier by, I'm going to explain what just happened. I did a wall jump and I canceled a part of the animation by going to the pause menu. And what that did is that I got a higher jump, allowed me to jump above the fence, and then skipping the whole F2000 part. You're supposed to pick up your F2000, which is a machine gun you saw before. We just have the pistol now. But we save a lot of time as speedrunners. But yeah, first try hit on during a marathon run is pretty spicy. I enjoy. I'm happy about that.
Yeah, I have to agree.
I'm not allowed to kill anyone here. One alarm mission is over. Also, they are civilians, so you don't want to shoot them. We're the good guys in this game, and some trick jumping coming up. And normally you're supposed to rappel down that platform, but as it happens, you can literally just jump the trigger and not take damage if you bump it as well. There you go. Hit the low trigger, and this is
only in the morning.
kind of an auto-scroller in the sense that I have to follow Dahlia Tal. In the speedrun, we don't follow. We go ahead and we break everything and we clear everything. But the long story short is there's a lot of guards. I'll just quickly get rid of them. I shot so she starts moving earlier. It's a tiny time save. And I just position myself, take out the guards. And I think that because there's a lot of downtime, if there are any announcements to be read out or messages, now is a good time.
Oh yeah, you bet. Chat, just a reminder, you got about a minute left on that poll, but get your votes in if you want to decide the fate of Dahlia at the end of this level. If you want to get more involved with the GDQ community, we do have the GDQ Discord. If you join it, you can add the hotfix role to stay in the loop on upcoming events, chat with staff like myself, and more. If you use !Discord in Twitch chat, and I know one of you is going to, then you can get the link for that and a little bit more info.
Okay, two things I want to quickly mention, some mechanics. First of all, you see me shooting lights to hide the bodies, but there is a glitch in Pandora tomorrow only, and not in the other games. If you quick save and quick load, any body until that spot is not being accounted for the body check. So that's a mechanic that's kind of broken, and we use it from time to time. But the quick save in this game are kind of slow. I'm just going to show one. So I avoid them usually. That's why I shoot the lights in a normal run. I don't even save here. But yeah, again, if I quick save, quick load, I bypass the body checks. But because I want to avoid that to go faster, I just basically shoot the lights. Also, what you just saw here is called crouch walking, crouch surfing, crouch on crouch, whatever you want to call it. Up to you. It is a mechanic that was taken over from Splinter Cell 1. Basically, if Fisher doesn't make a full step while switching between animations like this, I'm doing it right now, what happens, you don't make any sound. So you just slide through the map quickly. Just the funny thing is, this was actually patched out of this game, because if you go full speed and you press the crouch button, you do an auto roll, like this. But if you slow down your speed by 1 level, you can still do it in Pandora tomorrow. Isn't that cool? All right, if there's any other messages to be read out, now is also a good time.
Sure. Yeah, folks, if you're enjoying Hotfix and you want to catch up on any previous Hotfix showings and VODs, we upload everything to our YouTube channel, youtube.com/gamesdonequick. We upload all of our Hotfix VODs, all of the mainline runs from AGDQ and SGDQ, as well as Frame Fatales, Black and Flash. All those events get uploaded to our YouTube channel. So be sure to head on over there and subscribe and click the little bell icon to get notifications. And if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to like the video and maybe come join us over here on Twitch. We would love to have you. Twitch.tv/gamesdonequick.
All right, something cool to show off here. We'll have to wait for Dahlia. He's slow. The thing that happened on the train mission is that whenever you're facing the driving direction of the train, you can move normally, but you can't jump because you get pushed back. But what we did is this movement here. And we use that to exploit the game because we're not facing back, we're facing the other direction, right? And then we can just jump during that. I can just show it off quickly. So the train skip works by doing this. That's a train skip. That's the mechanic behind it. You can also be fancy with it. If you want to be super cool, you can do something like this. Backwards roll to the side.
Interesting.
Okay, so let's hear it. Do we shoot her or not?
We are going to spare Dahlia.
Oh,
right,
that's interesting.
That has some interesting implications, which I will explain. First of all, I'm going to have a sip of tea.
Yeah, someone said cannon path in chat, which is, I didn't know one of those was canon.
I guess Fisher has a conscience. I opened the door for her because we're gentlemen. We want to save time as well, but that's a side effect.
Yeah, that's a side bonus.
Lambert tells us here, okay, some fancy walking. Tells us here that shoot Dahlia, don't think about it. In the speedrun, we normally shoot her, and I will explain why. Now we're going to spare her.
You ready?
You want to
And
Not on your life.
but the reason why we shoot her is because the outcome at the end of the mission changes. If you spare her, what happens is she comes back at the end and tries to kill you with a bunch of snipers on the last courtyard. If you kill her, you have 4 patrolling guards that you can't kill, that you have to sneak past. The patrolling guards are easier to manipulate and go faster with, but now we have a different scenario with the snipers, which is kind of cool, because you don't see that in the speedrun normally. And there's a really cool strat, and I'm going to talk about that at the end of this segment. But first, I'll hand over the commentary to the director for a bit.
Yeah, so right now we're going to see probably the most action-packed section of the level, and I think pretty much the entire game as well. Although there are other thrilling sections that are going to be later in the game as well. So here, basically, you just have to get past guards and get this very specific, I think it's like a virus sample. And now that Sam has got it, he has to get out of here. Still past a couple of guards. And one thing I'll just say about the final strat, also you can see here why we use the laser sight on the pistol. It's just you can hit headshots with pretty much zero effort across the map, you know, no issue. But what I was about to say is that at the very end, Distro will do something that I don't remember exactly. How do we call it? Something with like
laser kitty strat.
Yeah, laser kitty strat. Yeah. I will just, I guess, let the game speak for itself and let Distro do the strat here, because you'll see why it's a kitty strat.
Okay, so as I mentioned before, we have a sniper. You have the snipers here. What I'm going to do? Oh, he actually spotted me earlier. That's fine. I'm gonna play this a bit safer, maybe. Don't miss. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use a laser pointer to distract this guard. Like, here, kitty kitty. He's looking at the wall. And funnily enough, everyone else also turns around. Ooh, he actually turned around here to my direction, which is kind of rare.
He didn't like that.
We try it again. Here, kitty kitty. Okay, don't turn around. So there are two other snipers. They're all facing away when you do this strat for some reason. Look at that guy. And we just hit the end trigger and skip a bunch of dialogue. And that's the end of the level. So you got to witness the laser kitty strat, which is one of my favorites, I would say. It's pretty fun.
Yeah, and we actually don't get to do that anymore because we, as you said, we do the other route now. Although the meta has changed over the time. We did switch back and forth in the past. But yeah, we're now in level 5, which is Kandang. And I really like the scenery here. I mean, for a game from 2004, I think this is a very vibrant sort of jungle environment that, I don't know, I just find it very, very colorful and kind of soothing in a way. I don't know.
And I'm playing on minimum graphics, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's the most important, yeah.
Yeah, this game actually looks very beautiful on the Xbox version, in my opinion. It was mind-blowing for back then.
Yeah, I mean, this game was my introduction to Splinter Cell, but I had the PlayStation 2 version, which is, I mean, those who have played Splinter Cell, the early Splinter Cell games on PlayStation 2 will know that it's pretty much bloated with mid-level loads and just countless checkpoints, but, you know, I didn't really mind that because the game is really, really awesome once you get into the stealth world of Splinter Cell. Now, here, you just saw Distro basically intentionally raise an alarm to kind of distract those other two guards that were running to check what happened, and that allowed him to just kind of sprint through no issue. And yeah, now I think the other very interesting thing is going to be happening here with Sedona, who is one of the main villains in the story here. And yeah, do you want me to kind of talk about it?
You can, yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so the main idea here in the speedrun is to, well, I guess I will explain it from the casual standpoint. You're supposed to trail Sedona and his guards while being undetected, but, you know, we're speedrunners, we don't really have time to wait around, so we just managed to get in front of him through that very specific path underneath him. And while he's just walking to where he needs to be, we kind of deal with all of the obstacles, guards, and objectives ahead of time.
Sorry, can I... The guard that just took out. What happens is, Sadone is scripted to go to him and talk to him. Even though I killed him, I hit his body, the dialogue is still going to happen, so he's basically just talking to a dead guy without noticing.
Yeah,
okay, go ahead, sorry.
That's pretty funny. Yeah, so, as I said, Distro is right now pretty much taking care of all the guards ahead of time so that he can just prepare the sticky camera and listen to the conversation where Sedona talks to pretty much himself.
Good.
But that's good enough for Lambert, and he counts the objective as completed, which allows us to proceed further into part 3 here, just after these couple guards.
All right, so that was actually a nice skip by trailing ahead and doing that conversation this way. Now, this is one of the hardest segments. We get... There's actually the speedrun magic. We have Sedona ahead of us again after hitting this loading trigger. This is a bit unfortunate, can I get it? But yeah, he's ahead of us again, but we're doing the same thing. We're gonna go ahead of him again. And this is actually very difficult to skip, so let's see if I can get it. I basically just alert him, so he's delayed, and I go ahead and with him shoot the lights. I make an airfall ricochet off the wall, hit that lamp up there, so they don't see me. Now I'm ahead of Sedona again.
Welcome back to fresh air.
So that's pretty cool. Saves a lot of time.
Yeah.
We're going
But it's
to
also
stun
a
this
little
guy.
bit scary, you know,
Yeah.
because you can, you know, miss the ricochet, you can kind of mess up that AI manipulation there. And yeah, but I mean, Distro did it perfectly. And here, I would like to get your attention here to this wall jump that Distro is doing. So remember when Distro said that they changed the wall jump to this other version where you can't do it everywhere anymore? Basically, they forgot a few places where you can still do that actually, and that allows us to skip the final objective, the main objective. Oh, here we go. We have some T-posing guards here. We skipped the main objective and the reason for this entire mission, which is we had to listen to Sedona take some phone calls. And yeah, he was just going out of bounds, skipping a very huge portion of the level. And yeah, that was a wrap with Kandang. Now we're in level 6, Komodo. Here in the beginning, there's a very specific path that Distro has to take because otherwise he will accumulate too many alarms or might get spotted by the snipers, which is always unfortunate. The sniper here can be pretty deadly because he can sometimes even shoot through walls or ridiculous distances, and it's not very nice. But luckily, Distro made it out. And here, he's trying to get past these two guards. There's also a turret there. And yeah, and then he will go... Oh, that's a bit unfortunate, but...
I don't want to take damage here, but unfortunately, this is inevitable in this save, but that's okay. The reason why I don't want to take damage is for a skip at the end, but I'm just going to heal up and show it off anyway.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
I'm going to be careful here because I might get a third alarm on the elevator because of the bodies. I'm not sure, but I have a quick save just in case. This is kind of random. We have to get lucky now because I got one alarm too many. Yeah, good thing. I will save. Good thing I didn't make another save state.
Yeah,
I have to
that was a
avoid
good
these
call.
lasers. Let's see. Okay. Slow but safe, we got through, that's okay. Sometimes things like that happen. Yeah, ideally 1 full HP, but I'm gonna heal up. Loses a bit of time, not really a big deal, because there's a cool skip coming up. Also here I deplete a bunch of my equipment, so I can cycle through them earlier. That's a cool thing of Pandora tomorrow. You can cycle through your equipment by a button push, and I think that's the best menuing in all of the series.
Yeah.
Over here, we have a skip. First, I take out this guard, and I have to precisely shoot this grenade, and hopefully I can get this guy, Garin, to stand still in the smoke, which stuns him. Now the idea is, I activate this cutscene, and I need Garin for that, the guy that got knocked out, but I have the smoke grenade, so he gets knocked out during the cutscene. And if you play this game casually, you know you have to carry him, like you have in the interrogation position, you have him in the chokehold, you have to carry him all the way until the dialogue is done. But now, because he's knocked out during this super beautiful cutscene, which, yeah, it takes almost a minute, instead of, you know, carrying him all the way or waiting for the dialogue to finish, you can just run through the section and go to the end and save over 20 seconds.
Yeah, and also
Alright.
a fun little tidbit here. If you remember that we were in the elevator going down into this whole facility, basically that elevator was not going down. In fact, it's actually going sideways.
Yeah.
It's a cool little trivia thing. I don't know, for some reason they decided they want an elevator that moves, you know, sideways, not up or down.
You're supposed to take this gondola, but there is a very funny skip. You can literally just use this as a zip line. I don't know why that works, but it works. And it's way faster. I whistle here so this guy doesn't see me.
Grimm's daughter's got her hands on Komodo's security.
Sorry, go ahead, director.
protocols.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, I like how none of the guards actually notice you just zipping down there. And you're supposed to have this big shootout section here as well, which is nice to skip.
Okay, so quick look, his door opens earlier because the dialogue finishes and then the guard starts moving. This guy gets up, I bonk him, and his animation is delayed, which is kind of funny. I whistle here to get this guy to stand up and looking away from me, and I will use the camera on his head to knock him out. Now, there is another skip here for the retina scanner, and this is a bit finicky to focus. I'm going to quick look there and make the guard turn around. And I have another smoke grenade here. What happens is that right after the scan is complete, now he gets knocked out, and I skip a bunch of the animation. This is actually kind of tricky to pull off, so I'm glad I got it. I'm not allowed to kill anyone in this submarine, by the way. Should have mentioned that. No alarms, no kills. But yeah, just
need to find
some
the
quick
terminal's ID number.
sticky shockers, and
Looks like
I'm
we've
good.
got 5 subscribers
Now,
on satellite phones.
there is a skip here.
Yeah,
Normally you're
this one's
supposed
linking them
to
a private military
go
corporation.
down a bunch of
Something called
stairs,
Displace.
and there's a fight, and you have to basically take out the enemies. But the speedrun has a nice skip. Normally you need a lot of HP, which I don't have, but there's a med kit here, so that's a very easy backup to do. So I'm just gonna heal up and then do the skip anyway.
The Joint Chiefs will want to move fast.
But yeah, instead of going down all these stairs, fighting the guys, what I do is I line up myself here, and I just drop down, and I skip the whole section.
That was
And
cool.
these guys didn't spawn. There are still more cool things to come today, so stay tuned. Also, there's some movement trickery here. Maybe I can show off something cool. Let's see. I'll try. I tried. Yeah, you get invincible by hitting this trigger. I tried to land into the water. If you do that, if you hit the trigger and land in the water, Sam goes underwater and he just survives. The mission finishes. It's kind of funny.
Interesting.
Yeah, when normally he's not able to swim, by the way.
Even though he's a fish. Fisher.
Yeah.
Ah.
Okay. I'm sorry. I had to. I took too much damage. I'm going to revert this.
Yeah, so this is this level is called Jakarta, or just Indonesia, or TV station. This level is pretty infamous in the Splinter Cell speedrunning community here. People who speedrun Pandora tomorrow, because it's just really, really hard to deal with. Although there is a very funny thing coming up ahead. I'm not sure if you're going to do that.
I'm doing the swag strat, yes.
Yeah,
If that's what you're talking about.
Yeah, so what Distro will do here is he will wall jump on top of this fan and jump at a very specific time. And the idea is we want to not trigger this other van from moving. And what that will allow us to do is instead of going through a long route, you know, dealing with enemies, we're just gonna take a taxi ride straight into where we need to be. There we go. And another fun thing, which you won't really be able to see here, but this van has no headlights. And in fact, the headlights are stored away, waiting for the van until it moves into place. It's
Unlucky with the
really...
alarms.
Oh, man.
This can happen. This is why this... I even did the marathon save strat and it still happened. I think I might have to revert a whole level. Let's see. This is not looking good. Maybe I can... I think that's that guy. I'm just going to try to take him out quickly. Whoops.
Yeah, I mean, alarms are pretty hard to deal with sometimes.
He might be good
when
now.
you're trying to go. Yeah, I think you're good. I think it was that guy.
Yeah, we good.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, so I mean, this is a perfect example of how TV station can be brutal. You know, you have to make sure you don't have too many alarms. You have to kind of watch your health as well because you deal with a bunch of guards. Now here, Distro will just jump down into the TV station just like that, and none of the guards notice that, you know? I mean, talk about masters of stealth. Sam Fisher is one of them for sure.
Okay, so there's a lot of manipulation happening here. First of all, I shot there to distract the guards, and then I shoot this light which distracts the turret. Instead of shooting me, it will just look at the light and like, oh, what's going on? I shoot this camera, there's another guard here. Some quick shooting going on. Now, I open this door. I'm going to make a quick save just in case. Sticky shock this guy. And this guard will be taken up by the smoke. We have to talk to Ingrid again, which we saw in the first mission as well. And basically, we have to trail her as she opens the retina scan door. And during that, I just opened doors for her, or pretty much just 2 doors to make it go faster. This guard could potentially be trouble, but I got him. That's good.
Alarm stage 1.
I'm going to go back into this room to pick up a sticky shocker. I have to wait for Ingrid anyway, and I use that time to heal up. Because what is coming up now is one of the biggest run killers if you want to go for a competitive time. There's going to be a lot happening. And I think I'll hand over the commentary to the director while that happens.
Yeah, so that section is indeed pretty brutal. I mean, Sam will have to survive a bunch of guards, and Distro will start off here by taking care of that guard in the distance, and now just basically run and gun mode. And the idea is basically to get a colonel, and colonels in this game always wear these hats and can be always recognized by that. And this colonel can open the door, which is normally locked, but we can grab him and scan his eyes, and then we can get through here, which is a bit faster. And here, Distro will throw a frag grenade to take care of most of the guards. And then he will try to capture Sedona, which is a bit finicky because Sedona has a basically one-shot kill weapon for some reason. Yeah, you have to be very careful, especially when you're on low HP as well, because it can get pretty scary. There's also a funny line here. Yeah, sure.
I pulled off the War Record strat.
Oh,
because what I did there with the retina scanner is super difficult to pull off consistently, especially. It's also random to a certain extent, but the way I manipulate the guards makes it way more consistent, but still very difficult because the time window for you to grab the colon and get him on the retina scanner is pretty small, because if he gets taken up by the smoke grenade too early, before the scan is completely through, before the door opens, then you have a problem. But yeah, I just pulled off the record strat, and director, please continue, sorry.
Yeah, so all this spectacular speedrun, all these spectacular moments are definitely something that if we get to pull these things off like that, it's always very rewarding, because just you feel very great when you accomplish something that's really cool and also saves a bunch of time. But that is not the end yet, because we're moving into the final level of the game, which is LAX, and this one is just as brutal. Although it's maybe, at least subjectively, from in my opinion, a little bit less busy, but there's still some fun things to watch out for. Yeah, Distro will start off here by going through the parking lot here, and it's always a bit scary to deal with dogs, especially in the first 2 games, because dogs can see you from insane distances, provided you're, not in the dark, and they also attack you no matter what, so you have to also be very careful about that. But Distro made it out alive just fine. Now here, basically, he has to take care of, I think, 9 terrorists who are helping the other main bad guy, Soth, who we actually have never met in the game before because we skipped the train level. And yeah, there's just a bunch of shooting and also trying to stay undetected because you can't raise a single alarm, as is indicated at the bottom right. And Distro has to be very careful here not to cause any chaos.
Yeah, we'll do that in the next game in Chaos Fury, not in Pandora tomorrow just yet.
Oh yeah.
Some things I want to quickly mention. Yeah. So you saw me take out some enemies. These are actually, like, most of them are civilians, but there are certain enemies you can't take out. But if you have your thermal vision on, you see which guards have a fever, because the plot of this game, we're pretty late to explain that, but is that we're pretty much preventing a pandemic, and these guys have been vaccinated, so they have a slight elevated temperature. So you can see, for instance, here, he's super red. Those are the targets I have to take out. Everyone else has to stay alive. But I have memorized which guards those are, and I just shoot them without the thermal vision.
Yeah, they also don't change.
We're in the last, I think, 3 minutes of the run, maybe, depending how things go. So, just as an FYI for the timer. Here, I do some AI manipulation. If the guard starts calling the alarm and I shoot him like that, then the other civilian doesn't go for the alarm, because if I get an alarm here, it's over. So another thing I want to mention is that if I bump into this guy and knock him, then this guy is also just stuck in that position. And I have to use my thermal vision to identify stuff, but first I throw a chaff grenade, which is basically an EMP. And there's a cool skip coming up now.
Yeah, but it also requires very precise movement, because if you're too late, it might be not too good.
I have a quick save, I'm fine. But yeah, if you are fast enough, you can just go through that thing here. It has no collision, we don't know why. But if you're fast enough, you can get on top of the elevator early. That's what we just did.
Yeah, and
yeah, go ahead, director, for the end of the run.
Yeah, so the final part here is like this final boss fight with Soth and his guards. But of course, you know, in true speedrun fashion, we don't do that as we're supposed to.
Just pay attention to this quickly, sorry. This trick, vibrate, yeah. We vibrate our way up, and sorry, go on now.
Yeah, and so basically what Distro is trying to do here is he is getting closer to reaching the catwalk that they're on before triggering them, because once you initiate the combat, you have a timer running, and it's also easier to deal with them this way, because you can see it's like a tight limit, you know, 1 minute. So what Distro has to do here is to take care of Soth and his guards, then skip a bunch of dialogue, and that's going to be time in very, very, very soon.
Yeah, get ready for time when I get the last dialogue. Now time.
GG's.
GG.
Thanks. That was Pandora tomorrow. I hope it was fun. Thank you, director, for the co-coms, and yeah, I'll hand over the commentary.
Heck yeah. Yeah, we're going to be taking a quick break to get set up for the next game, because we have all Splinter Cell tonight here on Crosshair. Before we take that break, I want to thank all of you in chat for supporting GDQ Hotfix with your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits. Welcome back to Crosshair here on the GDQ Hotfix. Up next is what I personally think is the best Splinter Cell game in the franchise, and some of you may not agree with that, but it's my personal favorite. Splinter Cell Chaos Theory is up next. So Distro, whenever you are ready, take it away, my friend.
Thank you very much. And yeah, Chaos Theory is coming up, as it's actually, I think, most Splinter Cell fans' favorite, at least in terms of gameplay. And I agree, it's peak of, I think, stealth gaming. And I'll just get the countdown started, and I'll hand over the commentary to Director Music again, who's in co-coms.
All right. One thing I can also quickly say is that this game will be a little bit different in terms of how the speedrun goes comparing to Pandora tomorrow. But yeah, it's fun nonetheless, for sure.
I'll just do the countdown and then you can take over, Director. Sound good?
Yeah.
Okay. So the time starts after this menu, basically. Just before I start, two things I want to quickly mention because there's not a lot of time during the thing. First thing, there are 3 loadouts, and I mention so quickly you don't see them. I never take assault loadout. I usually take stealth, but it depends on the level. I will mention that. Second thing, quick loading to skip dialogue is a thing again. Okay, so I'm going to count down. 3, 2, 1, go.
Good luck.
Good
Thanks.
luck. So, Chaos Theory is, as I said, it's a bit of a different speedrun when it comes to, maybe a lot of out-of-bounds action and things like that. And that is because this game is actually pretty restrictive with what we can do in terms of skipping parts of gameplay and stuff like that. But that means that you have to kind of really think creatively in gameplay and things like that. So the first level here is supposed to be kind of like a little introduction tutorial, introducing the player to the gameplay. And here you can see that Distro shot a bullet at the floor there to distract the guard so he can run through, no issue. And it's a pretty easy sort of level. There's not really that much happening, but you do have to be alert on how the guards behave and stuff. So yeah, now you'll see Distro and access a computer, although you didn't see anything on screen. That is because in this game there are these computer objectives that you have to do. But if you have night vision, for example, you can access and then turn off the computer frame perfectly, pretty much, and that saves a bunch of time. And now here, you're supposed to listen to this conversation about an objective, but by skipping a bunch of lines and then whistling after the third one, we can just skip the entire dialogue and the objective counts as completed, which is a very nice time save to have as well. And yeah, that's pretty much the level. It's a pretty short one, but yeah.
Yeah, the cool thing about this game is that you have, I'm using a stealth loadout by the way to this level, was for the first one. The cool thing is you have multiple ways to finish some objectives, and you have a lot of options there. And I'm actually doing a glitch here by whistling at the beginning and then going around the way you saw. I got this guard downstairs to not load in correctly. This loses time, I'm going to show it off. His eyes are closed and he can't see you. He just loads in with eyes closed and yeah, he just derps out. We can skip the ladder animation. Yeah. If you listen to the dialogue now, it's related to optional objectives. For instance, you saw a crate there. And this is any percent. Basically, I only care about the primary objectives, and I just finished the missions. But there's secondary objectives. There's opportunity objectives, like those crates. Like when you get to it, you can do them. And there's also bonus objectives, which is kind of Easter egg style. Okay, we're going to ignore all the side objectives. Also, I whistled while entering this crawl space, which makes these guards in the next room move away, so I can do a nice little trick. And another thing about the objectives is if you don't do the secondary objectives in the level, it will become a primary objective the next one. Now, for any percent, coincidentally, it's actually faster to never do the secondary ones and always do the primary ones the next level. That's just by coincidence, basically. So here, by getting that guard to go away, by whistling before, I could activate this pump generator because that's where he was before. He doesn't see me. I sneak past like that, and I skip the dialogue so this door opens early. I know there's a lot of information in a short time on story. But yeah, that's just it's gonna get a bit quieter later. I have to scan the bill of lading here for a primary objective. And now the next room coming up is the gas leak room. I'm not allowed to shoot or sticky shock anyone here because the room will blow up. Same for the enemies. If they oh, he actually just shot us unlucky. If he shoots, then basically oh my. Okay, there we go. If he shoots and everything blows up, as you could see before. And now in this room, we just do some parkour to get through this room quicker. And
Nice.
I will come up to a PC that I have to remote hack, and I will do some dialogue skips to interrogate the captain earlier. But I will let director explain that in more detail as I go through it.
Yeah, it's a good thing that you mentioned the hacking. You know that you can do these some of these computer objectives from a distance, which sometimes is the more convenient way of dealing with these objectives. Yeah, now we're going to get to the ship's captain to interrogate him, but it's very important that he doesn't get alert and doesn't hear us. So Distro is doing a few well-placed rolls, and I think you slow down here as well. Yeah, as you can see, we successfully get to the captain, who tells us where Lacerda is, who's this bad guy that we need to take care of. And funny thing about it is the game says that we have to eliminate him, which I guess means that you have to lethally take care of him. But by using a sticky shocker, which is a non-lethal attachment, it works just as fine. The game doesn't care about that, and congratulates you on doing a good job. So yeah, and that's pretty much the end of this level. So has to just get down here, or jump down rather, and yeah, that's Cargo Ship.
That is the level with the greatest dialogue in all of gaming. Is the 3 best lines ever. It's been outfitted with a new security system. Let me guess, 3 alarms and the mission's over? Of course not. This is no video game, Fisher.
That was a previous level, yeah, Cargo Ship.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah. It makes fun of the previous games where get missions to fail if you get too many alarms.
Yeah.
Actually, the alarm system in this game is kind of cool because if you get 4 alarms, which is the maximum state, there are some extra obstacles that can happen. For instance, there are extra wall mines or some deaths that block you, or more guards. It depends on the level, really, what happens. But I think that's a cool mechanic. Now here, I run past these guys. I slow down my speed by 2. He doesn't hear or see me. Just in true Splinter Cell speedrun fashion, I can just run past everyone. The objective here is to activate 3 security access panels. There's the first one, and by shooting the guy here, I alerted this guy who will open this closed door. I can do a knock-knock on his face, and it's just a satisfying animation. Basically, if the enemies are inside the animation themselves already and you knock them out, you save time because the animation is shortened a bit. It just looks kind of funny, and it's a bit satisfying. Now, over here, we are at the bank. We're supposed to break in. This is the last access panel. But I bash open this door, which is also a cool mechanic. Knocks out this guy. Sticky shock this guy. Ignore those guys. And I mentioned the secondary objective stuff. I have to access this PC because I did not do the secondary objective the previous. I didn't do it. I didn't do a primary objective in the Cargo Ship. So you could see how conveniently located the PC was. And I saved time like that. Now over here, you see me skip dialogue. That's because I can place a charge on the vault after a specific line. And if I don't skip those dialogues, I have to wait super long, so I just skip through them early. Now, this is a telemetric lockpick. Lockpicking, once again, in this game has always the same sequence. I have it memorized. Same for all the keypad locked doors, if I have to access some later. And here I have to wait for this light to flash green, basically. The right one. Here we go. And then I can continue. I can place the charge, activate the charge, and there is a laser that is right at the entrance, which I will EMP, because the pistol has a secondary feature. If you aim at something electronic, you can see with this vision, it's highlighted. Did I miss that? Oh no. If I right click, it gets EMP'd. I can run through the laser because it's deactivated. I have to access this PC, open the cage, get these documents. And we also steal money so that people like the in-lore bank people think that it was actually a robbery and they don't find out the real purpose. So we steal $50 million. And now another thing I should have mentioned, which I can mention now, is that I made sure to not get an alarm on the bottom level of the bank, because if you get one, the main entrance door will close. But if it stays open, which is this door, we save a bit of time.
I think we need to talk
Right,
about that raise.
reaching the end of the mission, have to be careful.
25 cents an hour and not a penny more.
Deal.
Because the dialogue is great in this game.
Extract you as planned from the same
Okay, entering penthouse, I'll use the Redding's recommendation loadout and not stealth, and that's because there's a sniper that I want,
Fisher.
and I will let
Guard was deployed
director
about an hour ago.
take over for a bit again.
So this is the 4th level here, called Penthouse, and you're not supposed to shoot anyone here, so it's kind of imperative to try and get through these few sections as quickly as possible. And what Sam is doing here is just he's climbing up the ladder to kind of get up, but at a certain point there's a trigger that will trigger this elevator to actually start working, and you don't have to enter inside the elevator. You can just be at the top here, and it's very important here because Distro will place a shot on these doors here, and that will distract the guard on the other side, and he will stand still, which will allow Distro to just run through and not interact, which saves a bit of time. And once he's past this rooftop area, he will place another shot on that giant billboard there. This will also distract another guard who will drop his torch, and that is exactly why Distro does that, because he's just confused and just, the guard is just suddenly blind without the torch, which is very good for us because we can just, again, kind of run through no problem. And some of these sections are a little bit finicky because, you have to do everything and be very careful in your timing. Otherwise, you might have to deal with the guards. And here, there are 2 sections where Distro gets to use the sniper, and I think the sniper attachment is really satisfying. Like, the gunshots have this sort of punch to them, the sound, and yeah.
A stealth game, by the way.
Yeah, and I mean, we're being anything but stealthy here, but that's okay because we're trying to be fast here, not stealthy.
Where do I find him? We'll look into that. You still need to locate.
Okay, so
Gotcha.
I had to access this PC. Oh, I see alerted.
According
I'm
to
going to play the
this,
safe.
he's in the building next door.
That's
You can get
normally
there
not
across
something
the
that happens.
rooftop.
That's okay.
Magnetically locked doors.
How do I get
I
through
might
the door?
die from this jump. Let's see. Oh no, I have enough HP. But yeah, that's a fancy little trick jump, and I equipped back to flash grenade. You can basically cycle between the last 2 equipments that you chose, and that's also something we keep track of in the route. Over here, I threw a flash grenade to basically distract this guard. I can grab him. I have interaction bound to mouse wheel down, and this allows me to quick interrogate like that. And this is the primary objective. There are multiple ways to do it again. There are other guards I can interrogate or like access the PC in this building.
If Shetland is crooked, I'll
But
take
this
it
is the
down.
fastest way that we know of.
Feeling there's more to it.
And then there's a door code I have to enter. There's also a trick when I go next to the door and block it and then close and open it. It stays open forever, which is very useful here because I'll have to backtrack a lot. Now over here, I have memorized which pillars I have to activate, so I just have to activate them in the correct sequence. And you can either talk to the old man and he will help you, or just do it this way, which makes the dialogue change. And I'm going to backtrack all the way
Doesn't even speak
so I
the
can
same
finish the
language.
mission. And if there are any messages to be read out, I think now is a good time.
Yeah, you bet. Folks,
All right, I got
Frame
the stack.
Fatales, GDQ's all-women and femme speedrunning community, is preparing for its next event, Flame Fatales, running from September 7th to the 14th. That is coming up very, very soon. We're just a couple weeks away from that. The schedule is now live at gamesdonequick.com/schedule/58. You can also type !FF in chat for more information on how to join the Discord and stay up to date with all things Frame Fatales.
Want me to keep it quiet?
Don't kill anyone.
All right, so over here I chose a stealth loadout. That's actually a marathon strat. In the war record, you will see different strats. That's because I have these gas grenades that I just used. I can easily take these guys out without them potentially damaging me. And now I'm going to a meeting room, and that's the biggest difference between the two routes. The war record route is not much faster, but this game is actually quite optimized in terms of the time it has right now for the record. So this doesn't lose much time, but for competitive run, it actually matters. But what I do now is I shoot into this shadow and throw another gas grenade, which will make these guards panic and run away. One of them stays to the left. While I hack this briefcase, he gets hit by the gas grenade. And this is kind of cool, because now these guys are knocked out. And this guy goes to the door and opens it for me. So I don't have to open it myself. I don't have to enter the keypad. I can just knock him. And also equip the sticky shocker doing that. Now,
Put me in adult.
you see instant hacking. You already saw it once, but you see it again. As mentioned before, I have mouse wheel down set to interaction. So what I do is I spam mouse wheel, the first option, on the mini game for hacking until the first option is the correct one. So it's random, but we scroll so fast, especially if you have a fast scrolling mouse, which I do, and you basically get an instant hack, or at least a really, really super fast one. Now, this is the server room. The briefcase I hacked was actually one option to gain the algorithm to open this. There's another PC you can access, but that would be out of the way, which is bad for any person, but actually passing 100%. So the briefcase is optional. Now I skip a bunch of dialogue, so this door opens early. And what I do now is I shoot this glass as it opens to kind of slow down these guards, so I can just roll past them. They don't see me normally, and I can go to the elevator early. And I only have 3 alarms. At 4, as I said before, it's a full alert set and the mission state changes. If at 4 alarms I have extra obstacles, the guards are better equipped with helmets and stuff like that. And there's like deaths there. But if I have 3 alarms and not full alarms, I can just whistle, which will make these guards come to check it out. But this is super convenient because I can just run past them like that. You don't see me. All right, so a bunch of door codes are coming up. I use my numpad. I have them memorized. Super fast, super nice. And I have to remote access the PC, which is the only mission objective you technically need. The only reason I did the rest is so that the elevator activates and I could go up. But theoretically, if you could somehow skip to all the way up here, you could just access PC and finish the mission early. I'm skipping dialogue there so I can finish the mission early, otherwise I have to wait. And now we get into Hokkaido. I'm doing marathon save strats, which is sticky shocking these guys. I'm gonna revert that just in case. Another thing I actually want to mention now is that you have 2 main tools to knock out enemies in this game quickly. One being the sticky shocker, the other one being airflow rounds. Now, the sticky shocker is hit scan. You can literally just aim at anyone on the map. If your crosshair is on him, you right click, they go down. The other thing is the airflow round, which has drop and you have to lead the shot and is inconsistent. The higher you aim, the more likely it is to knock out the guard. A headshot is guaranteed knockout. If the guards have helmets, it makes it difficult. So long story short, usually I try to use the sticky shocker over the airflow round, but it depends on how many I still have left, or I might have to back up or something similar. Now here, there are 2 things I want to mention. First of all, I have to scan the license plates of the cars at the beginning, but I will go back there later. So I'm going to do that then, which is faster. Now I just run past all the enemies. Another objective is to take out Mile and Nedich, which is in the meeting room to the right. Something a lot of people don't know, and that's also the beauty of Chaos Theory, there are multiple ways to do things. If you just skip the meeting room, no problem. Mile and Nedich will conveniently come back at the end of the level where the cars are. We'll take him out there, which is way faster. And now over here, I will do a lot of running past enemies. But first I open this glass so I can sticky shock this guy. I'll make a quick save just in case. And I will turn off some lights so that I'm not spotted that easily. There's a bunch of guards around me. This one as well. Now, this guard sees me a bit late. And because I'm in the dark, his shots will usually miss, or at least most of them will miss. I break the glass, jump through, go through the vent, and I'll hand over the commentary to director for the rest of the level.
That's our best guess.
Yeah, so right now we're basically gonna witness a little bit of a betrayal moment because we're supposed to eavesdrop on the meeting here, but it gets cut short because Shetland basically takes care of Zerkazy and we can't get to him, so now we have to try and catch up to Shetland, but of course we're not going to be able to do that. But if you see here, Mala Nedic just appeared, and did I just see some bodies ragdolling, or what was that?
Bodies ragdolling?
I think I may have seen something. I don't know if it's just a visual glitch from my end or something. Anyway, so yeah, so Distro just took care of Mala Nedic there at the end, who conveniently was right there to check up on what's happening. And yeah, that's how Distro took care of Hokkaido pretty quickly. Now here, there's going to be a very dangerous drop, but don't worry, this health is okay. It's all pre-calculated. And yeah, Sam just masterfully gets by these guards without being noticed. And there's a very funny moment here, in my opinion, where if you slow down and you don't walk diagonally, but just one direction at a time, so for example, forward, these sleeping guards will not hear Sam running around here, you know. I mean, I don't blame them. After a long day of work, I would also like to take a rest and not care about some spy running around, you know. So, yeah, and here you'll see Distro shoot a, I think it's called a sticky cam here as well, right?
Yep.
Basically, sticky cameras also have these gas grenade features where you can shoot out gas to knock out enemies from a distance. And what you will see here in just a moment is probably I would say, the boss of all skips here in Chaos Theory, or one of them at least. Pretty much the boss fight of Speedrun Tech, which is the elevator skip, and it's a very precise endeavor because Distro will have to manipulate the elevator doors to kind of close at a very specific time. Here we'll enter the keypad code, and you saw oh, nice, first try, very good. So what you saw Distro do there is as soon as the door started opening, Distro kind of made Sam kind of glide around those doors, and that basically manipulated them into closing immediately, so he didn't have to wait for them to fully open and then fully close, which saves a bit of time. And here you will see Distro skip a bunch of dialogue and complete an objective here, which we're supposed to listen to this general talking, but of course we don't really have time for that. And as soon as he runs back into the elevator, he will go back down and continue with the mission. One thing I did forget to mention is you saw Distro shoot another sticky cam before entering the elevator, and then he used it to knock out a guard. You can actually shoot sticky cams and then access them at a later point, as in you don't... Oh, hello. You don't have to kind of deal with the sticky cameras as soon as you use them. You can just come back to them later. Now, here you will see Distro approach this missile launch pad and just kind of jam it from underneath. But first, we gotta deal with some guards. And yeah.
All right, that opens
Yeah,
the
Sticky
gate.
Shock the first gun and whistle, which made the other guy check out what's happening, which makes him show his head, and I just shoot him then.
Yeah.
And the
I mean,
elevator skip worked first try, which I'm very happy about because it's kind of random and actually quite tricky to do.
That's a door.
It worked flawlessly, and it kind of glitches out sometimes. So another thing, there were two ways to do that. I don't know if you mentioned that, director. Did you? The objective and the elevator.
Which one?
You telling me that you
No, I just...
Okay.
Oh, yeah, I didn't mention that, no.
Okay, so I can quickly explain that. You either listen to the dialogue, and where I skipped 8 lines to get to the relevant part of the dialogue. And I also made sure that the elevator doors stay open for a bit longer, but I timed in a way that I get back just in time as it closes, which saves a surprising amount of time. You wouldn't even think about it, but it actually does save a lot of time. Because otherwise you have to open the door, which takes forever, and it is like a long cooldown until it closes again. And yeah, this is actually one of the hardest parts of the speedrun, in my opinion, and I'm glad it worked first try.
Yeah, I mean, that was flawless, for sure. Now, here we have some very intense action as Sam saves the world again by stopping the missile here. But you did see the guards there really not care about anything what's happening behind them. But, you know, that's a usual day in the Splinter Cell speedrunning office.
Hurry. The missile is closing on the USS Ronald Reagan
And
top.
yeah, I mean, this level can be a bit
Did you
brutal
just tell me I need to win
sometimes,
one for the
especially
giver?
with
Dude,
the
what does that
elevator
even mean?
the elevator
You're
section.
right, Grim. I am old.
Good
But
job,
yeah,
Sam.
as Distro completed this
Missile
objective,
That's it. It's dust.
that's pretty
No,
much
but the warhead
it
can't
for
arm. Even if it gets past the
battery.
Reagan's fountain.
And on to the next mission.
Whose side am I on here?
Alright, so I skipped a bunch of dialogues here.
There aren't any alarms.
That's because I have to interrogate an NPC and I can't do that while dialogue is running, so I just time it in a way that it all lines up perfectly.
Another Splinter Cell?
And
So I need to bring in the target.
I slow down my speed by 1,
Okay.
Don't kill them
and I equip here while the guard is coming out. If I get him too early, his friend's gonna be alerted. And I can interrogate him, which is a mission objective. That should be enough.
Welcome to the. Do you want to tell me
All right.
what's going on, Lambert?
So I had to do that, otherwise there's a barrier here. If you continue, it will blow up everything and the mission is over. I have equipped Sticky Shocker, no, Airflow Round and Smoke Grenades. And I use a smoke grenade to destroy this neon sign to give me darkness. And it will also bounce off the grenade to the ground there. So I'm covered. So all these enemies here don't see me.
You don't want me to
And
take
this
it
guy is
out?
distracted. He goes to check out what's happening. We just sneakily go past him like that. Now over here, we have to pick up some drives. And it's a bit random, so I hope things will work out. But I will hand over the commentary to director again.
Yeah, so this section is a little bit random, and I mean it's always a bit finicky when you're dealing with airfoil rounds, because another quirk of the airfoil rounds is that sometimes they just alert guards when Sam uses them, and yeah, that's never nice. Now here, Distro will basically whistle to open these doors,
And if the DPR intercepts it,
because these guards I think are supposed to come out later, but by alerting them by whistling, you can just make them open the doors. And that's actually only the first part of Soul, because Soul has 2 parts. Soul has 2 very, I would say, very different parts, because here you have to deal with a lot more kind of close sections with guards, and you have to be really careful in some of them, because you know there's a lot to watch out for. Here, Distro will throw 2 frag grenades at very specific lineups, which will take care of all these guards. Or not really, but that's okay, because we can always try again. And I think this time it'll work for sure.
Yep, there we go.
There we go.
Alright, so I'm going to have almost 0 HP, or maybe even literally 0 HP. That is calculated. If you're anxious with low HP. I'm sorry, but I do a skip here by jumping across. Yeah, exactly 0 HP. That's exactly calculated like that.
What on earth?
Don't worry, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be okay. This is a funny part. Basically, Distro will align Sam so that when he does the drop here, takes no damage, and we just skip a bunch of gameplay.
Nice.
And yeah. This part, Distro had to time so that Sam has to run as the other guard is running by. If you're too late, you will get spotted and shot, and especially when you're playing at 0 HP, I don't think that's that good of an idea, you know? Here you have to be very careful because there are like these 3 guards, and Distro dealt with them by using a frag grenade. And there's a very scary tank here, but by using a very specific path and just dealing with oh, gotta be careful there. And by dealing with these guards, you can just kind of get around. One thing, I don't know if it was that instance, but I think it was, so I'll just mention that sometimes the guards get some crazy instincts to just frame perfectly turn at you and shoot at you. I don't remember what's up with that exactly, but I know that sometimes this quirk happens, and for some reason they just know where you are without actually seeing you.
Yeah, it's basically a mechanic / bug. I'm not even sure if it's a bug or not, but I think it is. In the first 4 games that have the exact same engine, or just slightly modified maybe. And yeah, sometimes they just shoot you, even though you're in the dark and they don't see you. That's not what happened there. It's because the tank saw me for long enough, and when it sees you for long enough, it just starts shooting.
Yeah, I see.
Now over here, sorry.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, I skipped dialogue as I activated, like went to train and activate dialogue. And that's so that everything lines up perfectly. By the time I get here, that dialogue finishes, and now I can skip 6 lines and then do the 2 other ones, and that saves a lot of time because I don't have to listen to the whole thing. I just basically skip through all the dialogue, and we're entering bathhouse, everyone's favorite, I guess.
Yeah, and there's actually a very very specific thing that I think we talked about. No.
Yeah, we can do the poll, the vote.
Yeah. So the poll is to either stab or shoot the door.
Francis,
correct?
Yep, that's the one.
Yep.
If that doesn't make sense right now, it doesn't matter. Just decide if you want to see a door being stabbed or shot at. I have to play this a bit safer because he's being a bit scary. Okay, let me see what I can do.
Nice glasses, man.
I might just shoot him, honestly. There we go. That works.
Yeah.
But yeah, shoot the door or stab the door. It's going to be irrelevant for the end of the mission. Okay, director, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no worries. Yeah, it's very critical to pretty much save as much HP as possible. Ideally, full health, especially if you want to go for a very specific YOLO strat towards the end of the level. But I'm pretty sure Distro will not. I don't think you will go YOLO, right?
I am not going YOLO, don't worry.
Yeah. So yeah, it's very important to keep an eye on health in this level, and yeah. But I think the definite highlight of the level will be the door. So make sure to let us know what the fate should be.
We're already seeing votes for it. But yeah, folks, vote on whether we stab the door or shoot the door right now in chat.
There's a lot of running past enemies here, and a lot of AI manipulation, and a lot of randomness. I will have to adapt as I go sometimes, but now for this part, the idea is to airflow around this light, which doesn't make noise. And I can, if I do it correctly, just sneak past this guy with lower speed. Another guy around the corner, I will probably just shoot him. Oh, okay, there we go. Now there's a guy to my left, but if I roll to the right, I should be okay and he shouldn't see me. Yep. Now, there's a room with the turrets. The turrets position, like the way the turret is facing once you get in here is random, basically. I should probably start running later. I wait for it to look all the way to the right, and then I just run to the left, and I pretty much just skip it like this. You see a lot of run and gunning in this level as a whole. I whistle to make this guy stand still so I can sticky shock him easier. Now there's another technician guy, I believe, behind this wall that I will get. And I will enter a vent, and I will just wait for the dialogues to start, like the relevant ones, and I can skip through them with quick save and quick loading. That's basically a lot of downtime, so this is the perfect spot to read out any messages if there are any.
Heck yeah, we've got a couple more seconds on that poll, so get your votes in real quick, folks. And if you are curious about what's coming up on Hotfix, either for the rest of this week or next week, check out the week's schedule and explore our full season lineup at gdq.gg/hotfix. If you don't see next week's schedule up there yet, just keep checking back daily, and eventually we'll have next week's schedule up there. Additionally, Games Done Quick will be returning to PAX West from August 29th to September 1st. That is coming up next week, actually, I believe. So, yeah, visit gdq.gg/PAX West to check out the schedule, and visit visit west.paxsite.com to learn more about the event.
All right, so I skip a bunch of dialogue. When I see some visual cues, I know how many lights I have to skip. I memorize basically.
Lambert.
1, 2, 3, 4 should be correct. But okay, I went too early. Once this weapon becomes solid, it's a weird blurry texture before I know I can skip. Now I skip 3 lines. I'll let the last one play, because by the time I get... There's actually an invisible barrier that forms when you get inside. By the time I get to the barrier, the last line has played out. And I'll hand over to Director, as there's a lot happening now.
Yeah, indeed, because there is an active shootout going on in this hallway, which we have to kind of avoid. Luckily, we have flash grenades to help us, and by placing it here, we flash not only guards, but ourselves as well, but that's okay. One thing that's very interesting, and you'll see Distro do that a couple of times more in the level, is there are actually wall mines that you can't run past, but if you have a weapon equipped and just you're walking one direction at a time, you can just quickly bypass them or pass through them and not go the slowest speed possible. And here, this is a very important scene, you know, where we are being betrayed by Shetland, and he has rigged the place, so we have to kind of go around and defuse all the bombs. But there's also the door moment coming up, and I'm very curious to find out which fate has been decided.
I can tell you right now if you're ready for it.
Let's go.
Right.
With over 80% of the vote, chat wants to see you stab the door.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Okay.
So every time I start defusing a bomb, there's new enemy spawning. Now over here, I will throw a smoke grenade and go to the last bomb. Hopefully the 2 guards that just spawned on the left will not see me. Director, you should already explain the skip, because it's quite a mouthful, I think, to explain it.
Yeah, for sure. So basically, at the very end of this level, there's like this climactic moment where there's a standoff between Sam and Shetland. And normally, Sam is supposed to go through this door, and then there's this animation going where Sam has his weapon drawn. But if you buffer in an attack, which is either stabbing or shooting the gun, you can actually do that before the cutscene starts. And you saw Distro skip a line there. That is so that as we are done with defusing the bomb, we can get through these doors here. And here you will see the door being stabbed. There we go. And yeah, so basically, as I said, Distro just buffered in the stabbing action before the control was taken away from the player. And yeah, that's how we get to stab doors in Splinter Cell Chaos Theory.
I'll find it.
Be more careful,
Yeah, it's basically animation at the end of the dialogue with Shetland, where you can either holster your gun or shoot, and we went with holstering, which is a good choice. It's funny. Okay, last level. I actually want 4 alarms, because in the max state of alarms in the level, every dialogue about secondary objectives is cancelled out, because you can't do them anymore. It just gets, cancelled. You fail them. So by doing that, I have to skip less dialogues, which is nice, and that's the goal here. First, I do some movements, magic here, to knock this guy out, which makes this hostage run towards me, which is a bit faster, and this guy doesn't see me. And now instead of going through the whole parkour, I can just drop down all the way and be much faster. And the next upcoming guards, once I get downstairs, have LTL equipment, and I will let Director explain that as well.
Yeah, so LTL stands for less than lethal, and basically what that means is that if you get spotted, you're not being shot with, real bullets. You get sort of tased, and then there's a very specific in-game sort of occurrence event, an extra section, which we don't really want because that loses time. So if we can, we try to avoid it, of course. However, here you see Distro get his 3rd alarm here. And in just a moment, there will be a 4th one as well, which means that he will be able to proceed as intended. And yeah, now we're entering into the vent, where there's going to be more eavesdropping on conversation and listening to them. And also a few very well placed skips here and there as well.
Hello.
So once the screen starts going to the static, I know I have 9 dialogues to skip. And now I have 2 more. And then I have to access the PC without early, which is a mission objective. Once I hear that beep that you just heard, I can skip 1 more. And once the admin starts talking again, I skip 1 more. And now I'm going to do one that is not skipping a dialogue, but it prevents a soft lock. Because if you don't do this, the next elevators are not going to work. And speaking of the elevator, this spawns a random, so to be careful. Speaking of the elevator, it's super long ride. I will use it to equip some stuff. And I think this is also a perfect moment to read out any messages if there are any.
Yeah, definitely. Folks, Games Done Quick Express is returning to TwitchCon in San Diego from October 17th to the 19th. You can learn more at twitchcon.com. That's hard to say. And stay tuned for the schedule coming up next month. Also, how long was the, all the dialogue skip in the war room? I remember that cutscene being super long. How much time does that save?
I don't know how much it is, but I know it's minutes.
Yeah, it's a lot. That's a long cutscene, I remember.
Fun fact, back in the day, quick save and quick loads were not allowed at all in Splinter Cell Chaos Theory.
Really?
Because the people who started lead up were just like, nah, we don't like it, we don't allow it. So when I started running the game, quick saving was just not allowed at all. And people found a different way to skip dialogues with that. There's a native language checkbox. You can basically have the enemies speak their native language. For instance, Koreans would speak Korean, Japanese would speak Japanese. Mm-hmm. And if you switch that mid-run, it also skips dialogue.
Oh, interesting.
Now, I turned off the lasers by activating the switch. I will EMP this turret thing, and I will sticky shock these 2 guards. Oh, that's a gas grenade. That is not a sticky shocker. But funnily enough, they are not even alerted. It's kind of interesting. But the turret is activated again. That's fine. So where's the sticky shocker? There we go. Okay. Now I have to place a charge and activate it. And we're slowly approaching the end of the game. I think it's still maybe 2 minutes from now. Maybe a little bit more. I'm not sure. But once I activate this charge, Okay, where's the turret shooting? Please stop. These two guards will rush out. Normally I do a different strat, but I think it's too risky and I'm not well practiced with it. So I just shoot them down. Now, this is a long conversation, but if I skip every line except for the very first one, I actually save time. But Otomo still has to go through the animation story. But if you don't skip the dialogues, he's gonna go through the animations and then you have to wait for dialogue. But this way you just save time. There's 2 more lines that are coming up.
It's basically a game of charades here.
Yeah. And now Otomo decides to commit seppuku. I will look away because it's a bit gruesome. But yeah, basically he tries to injure himself and yeah, we try to save him now. And once I go to his room, yeah, we'll look away here. Once we go to his room, we have to save him and place a charge at the window. Then there is a 10-second timer. And after that, a few seconds after that, the window breaks, water comes in, cutscene. I skip a cutscene immediately, and you get the mission complete screen, and that's when time is. I think that's maybe 40 seconds from now? How to say? Maybe a minute. So yeah, we save
I think
him.
a bit less.
And we're going to place a charge.
Good work, Fisher. He's stable, but we still have to get him out of there. You're going to have
I've always liked how, you know, the very end of the run is kind of relaxing and calm, you know, compared to all the run and gun action that we have to do before that. And, you know, you get to enjoy it. Look at these beautiful corals. I think these are corals, right?
The ending juxtaposed against the frenetic chaos of the rest of the run.
Yeah.
So a few seconds until time.
And you also get some fireworks. And wait for it.
Time.
GG's.
Woo!
Well done.
Thanks. I hope you had fun. That was Chaos Theory. And it was fun for me. Thank you again to everyone in here, everyone watching. Thanks to the director for the commentary. And I'll hand over the commentary to Dane again.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, folks, we're going to take another quick break. We've got one more run in our little Splinter Cell marathon here on Crosshair. So we're going to take another quick break so we can get set up for that and give you a chance to stretch, use the bathroom, get some water, do whatever you got to do. And we will see you back here in Welcome back to Crosshair. We've got one more run in our little romp through Splinter Cell with probably the last Splinter Cell game we'll ever get, which is very sad. But it's Splinter Cell Blacklist, and Distro's here to show us one more time. So Distro, take it away.
Thank you very much. So this is Splinter Cell Blacklist, the most recent game, but I think it was released in 2013.
13, yeah.
Yep. Something.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, good. First thing I want to mention, this is any percent on speedrun.com, but I refer to it as any percent NG plus because it is New Game Plus. We already have all the campaign missions finished. We have already all equipment, and we have everything laid out already for us. So we're heavily armored, and I start basically the first mission, and I go to the next mission the way they would play out in the campaign. So I just start mission after mission. The second thing I want to mention is that there are 4 difficulties, and we start in realistic. And I will explain that during the run. First, I have to skip some menuing. And the timer will start once I skip the following cutscene. So in 3, 2, 1, and go.
Good luck.
Thanks. So I'm being joined by director again. Hello, director.
Hello once again.
So the beginning starts a bit slow. We have to walk to somewhere, and we just take the optimal pathing. And the reason why I play on realistic right now is because if you are on a lower difficulty, you will have a tutorial in the next section after the upcoming cutscene. So with this, we skip the tutorial. We just go to the next checkpoint, and then I switch back to the rookie difficulty. And it will just revert me to that checkpoint, and we'll be on an easier difficulty, and we skip the whole tutorial. So the tutorial will be here. It shows you how to move, how to shoot, how to throw grenades, we're speedrunning, we don't want that. So
Yeah.
this is a run and gun type of game, I would say. There's a lot of grenading, so I have to be careful because these guys are lethal in this difficulty. I hit the checkpoint here and I switch back to rookie, get reverted, and we can continue normally now. So there are a bunch of enemies here. I will just shoot this guy, and you will notice I have a lot of gear, like I have smoke grenades, incendiary grenades. Basically, in this game, you can choose the equipment, and for the any percent loadout, since this is New Game Plus, I have sleeping gas, which is super useful. I have smoke grenades, incendiary, frag grenades, and just quickly took out every single guard. Oh, okay. And we get to another cutscene, and this is a good spot to learn about the movement, I would say, like what kind of movement you will expect during the speedrun. There's a lot of sprinting, clambering. You will, as I mentioned before, see a lot of nade spamming here and there. You can drop off, you can quickly clamber like this. You can go above obstacles, you can zip line. And I can drop early here by spamming Q. And now there is a bunch of guards here, but I will time my grenades in a way that they get taken out immediately. And we're not done yet because there's still a bunch of guards here and I took a lot of damage, which is a bit unfortunate. So I have to play this maybe a bit... I'm gonna probably die. So I have to play this a bit safer. Scary. Okay, so... Oh, he's got up there. Now we get up here. And you will see one of the main mechanics of the speedrun that you will see repeatedly, which it's called flash dropping. If I hang off a ledge or a pipe or anything, I can spam E and mouse wheel, like the middle click of it. And what it allows me to do is I can fall off like this. Like if you're hanging off somewhere and you can't drop, you can use a flash drop to drop anyway. So that's just a cool speedrun mechanic we'll be using multiple times. And over here there's a dog. I will mark the dog in case it rushes me and doesn't get hit by the sleeping gas. There we go. Dog gets to sleep now. There's also a bunch of guards here behind this wall, so I will throw some sleeping gas at the wall and we'll go through it. There's another dog and another guard. I want both of them to go down because if I get spotted... Oh, that guy didn't go down. Yeah, if I get spotted, there's extra guards here, which is the scenario I just got, which is what I don't want, but that's okay. I just shoot them down. So, in this section, I can't sprint for a while. And I use that to take out crossbolt. And I set it to sleeping gas because I will need that later. Now, after this door, I can sprint again. Oh. And I just run past most of the enemies. Hopefully, they will not cause any issues. I'll take him out just for safety reasons for the marathon. Now, I enter another cutscene. There's a bunch of guards, and I just jump through the glass and drop a sleeping gas right on my feet, and we should get all of them immediately. Okay, now we get to one of those segments in the game where you have to basically escort an NPC. And during that, if you get spotted, you will get extra spawns. But I just got a really hard part. If you get those guards quickly, you don't get the alert. If you get the alert, you have to clear a bunch more enemies, and you don't want that in the speedrun. So now we can just finish early instead of fighting everything. We have a bunch of cutscenes, and that's the end of the mission. Okay. You can't skip the cutscene immediately, you always have to wait. Fun fact, if you skip the menus too early here, you can soft lock, so I wait until you see the text on the top left before I spam enter, basically.
Interesting.
And yeah, it is, I don't know, it always happened and I didn't know why until I figured out that you just go too early on a weird frame. So as I mentioned, I just go through the missions in the right order. So I just have to quickly select on the map. And we're entering the Stronghold mission. And I'm in the sniper section at the beginning where I have to take out all the enemies, but I have to make sure I don't get alerted. So I have to make sure I don't miss. Otherwise, I have to do the whole thing again. Okay. All right. So we have a bunch of parkouring now. You see some movement tech again. You can slide through obstacles like that, and it's faster than just crouching through and being slowed down. I will do a flash drop again to actually do a big skip. If you play this game casually, you might remember the tri-rotor section. You have to spy on the NPCs, and it's super slow. But as it happens, we can just flash drop on that wall and then go out of bounds. And I feel like now, slowly, you'll get the feeling of what kind of run this is going to be. And if you think this is broken, I have news for you. It's gonna get way more broken later on, so it's gonna be fun.
Yeah.
The more you play this, the more you see the speedrun of this game, the weirder it gets. It's what I'm going to say already.
It's just... He's walking on sunshine.
All right. So I'm trying to go back inbounds here, but everything is unloaded. But the cool thing about this game is checkpoint triggers are always there. So what I do is I just go to the right, slide down here, hit the checkpoint, revert, and with some magic, I'm being put in the next section. I just did a huge skip with that. Yeah, movement tech again. Normally you get slowed down there with the crouching and stuff. And there's another skip coming up. This one is quite finicky, so I hope it goes well. But I do basically do another flash drop, and I do some specific maneuvering to hopefully skip a decent chunk of the game. Let's see.
Ooh.
Step 1 complete.
This is some Skyrim gameplay here.
That's a good way of putting it. Oh my goodness.
All right, hopefully this will work. Oh, first try. Very nice.
Goated. Look at that.
Yep.
That's wild.
That's actually one of the most recent skips that was found in this game. This is not in my current PB.
Oh.
But yeah, we skip a bridge section where you have to do a lot of maneuvering. We skip a section where you have to go underground through like a mine shaft. And this, I think if done optimally, saves almost half a minute. I'm not sure.
Nice.
Something around that. But yeah, things are not loaded.
So empty here.
Yeah, there's normally NPCs here and obstacles, and you just saw me bump into an obstacle. But now we have a loading area, and this whole part gets loaded in. There's some movement tech here. If I can, oh, I actually got it. These slides are actually harder than they look, but every time you get them, it's very satisfying. No, didn't get them here. That's fine. All right. Another set of slides. You go up here. And now we have enemies being spawned in normally again because we don't skip 5,000 triggers. Oh yeah, instead of opening the door, which is slow and like climbing above and stuff, we just revert, which puts us behind the fence. Subtle but nice, cool little skip. Yeah.
Oh, I remember this area well.
Also, another fun fact, they speak Farsi in this game, which is really rare in video games. I speak Farsi as well, so it's always entertaining when they actually say stuff.
Oh, that's cool. Nice.
For me.
I'm right on top of the communication.
Some of the translations are a bit awkward, but that's okay.
I would love it if they were just saying things like peas and carrots like the entire time.
Yeah, the thing is, I think you can hear it. They have a perfect Iranian accent. They are Iranians. They speak Farsi, no problem. But I think Ubisoft just threw some lines into Google Translate and then gave it to them, and they were like, yeah, read that. And they did, and you get some really weird lines because of that. It's a cutscene skip. If you open this door normally, instead of bashing it open, you skip a cutscene for some reason. But yeah, I think one of the funny translations, I think they said something like, translated something like memorize its position, but the translation, even though it's perfectly pronounced, is something like, if you take it literally, memorize the pressure, which doesn't make sense. So we have weird lines like that one.
Interesting.
More money in the bank.
So that was the second mission. And director, do you can you explain the skip at the beginning of American Consumption?
Yeah, so American Consumption actually has one of my favorite skips to watch, and it's a very spectacular one because Distro will skip a huge portion of the level, and basically the way it works is right at the beginning of the level, here Distro will try to get on top of this vent thingy here. And this will allow him to just go out of bounds. And a lot of this area is just scenery and is not solid, so he will basically reach a certain point where he would just fall through. In just a moment here. There we go. Whee! And Distro basically skipped so much of the level that the game needed some time to catch up and actually load everything else. We're just that fast. And right here you can just see even more skipping. This is always just so...
I love that
so
skip,
funny.
by the way.
Yeah,
It's so good.
It's just so funny because, like, I don't know exactly how much time this saves, but it's just spectacular on its own, you know?
It actually doesn't save as much time as you would think, but it does save quite a bit of time still. But the good thing is it skips some really annoying sections of the speedrun that we had to deal with before. So I really love that skip because it's quite flashy. Also, the way you just, when you drop, the game just slows it down from time to time. I don't know why it does that exactly, but before you land, you have one of those slowdowns, so that's why you survive. It basically breaks your fall entirely, and we just luckily get it to align in a way that we don't die, and I think that's pretty amazing. Now we have to run up all the way here. This is fun, and I will throw some sleeping gas that will hopefully hit as many enemies that are rushing me as possible, and then I have to take out 2 enemies behind the door, and then I have to wait for the door to open, and then I enter the ending clear, where I have a lot of inputs I have to get right because it's quite finicky. I have to precisely shoot the right amount of grenades. There are a bunch of enemies. It's going to be a bit tricky, but you have to wait now, and I will start with a flash drop to get into the clear earlier once the door opens. And then we get to the fun parts. I think the director can maybe commentate a bit of what is happening on screen while I'm focusing here.
Yeah, for sure. So basically, there's this timed objective that Distro will have to do, but of course, you know, speedrunning makes it not a big issue with time. It's more about actually trying to survive all these enemies, and these armored ones are the scariest because if you've played this game casually, you know that they are pretty much immune to, you know, bullets. Not really, but you know they are pretty hard to deal with. Luckily, Distro knows his way around this game very well, so it's not quite a big issue. And one thing I will definitely point out is that this speedrun, if you watched the previous 2 ones, is really different in terms of what the speedrun itself contains. You know, there's a lot of action going on, a lot of shooting, and just sort of fast gameplay. Kind of like Chaos Theory, but just with less stealth and actually more chaos than Chaos Theory.
Ironic.
And yeah, I know, right? Actually, if you're interested in the like this kind of speedrun, you know what Blacklist has. Another Splinter Cell game, Splinter Cell Conviction, has pretty much, well, not identical, but some of the same mechanics, and the speedrun itself is also very fun and just as action-packed as this one. But here you just saw Distro complete the level, and off to the next one we go.
While we're shifting to the next level, there was actually a question in chat. I know you brought this up very briefly at the beginning of the run, but there is a question about the FPS cap and like what capping your frame rate versus leaving it uncapped changes about the run.
Okay, that's actually a really good question. Thanks for asking it. I appreciate it. The thing is, someone found that out recently on the Xbox 360, but they spam screenshots to basically slow down the game. And they figured out that once an enemy is falling or you are falling, and you limit your FPS to something ridiculously low, like I think 3 FPS or something like that, you can clip through the floor as you're falling. And this would, for instance, allow to skip the end boss. And here quickly, I broke through that door, which gave me a checkpoint, and I just revert because it puts me in a better position. It's faster and safer. But yeah, about the FPS cap. It's relatively recent. There is still no run finished with that thing, with that trick, but we haven't also routed a bit of it. But there's another skip coming up here. If you keep sprint held, you can just glitch through here. Oh, this is not supposed to load in. That's interesting. I've never seen that before.
That's never happened before?
That has definitely never happened before. Let me see what I can do here. So the issue with that is, and that was something I was going to mention, that trick only works if you start the mission from the paladin, like from the mission menu. If you restart mission or revert checkpoint, it doesn't work anymore. Maybe it does on a revert, but I don't think it does. Let me see. If not, we're going to watch a cutscene, which is fine. Yeah, doesn't work anymore. That's fine. But yeah, you saw the trick itself. You're supposed to flash drop off, but for some reason the area loaded. Normally you flash drop down and you hit the checkpoint trigger, which I don't know why the area loaded, but it is what it is.
I mean, we get more content, so
True.
There's that.
We're throwing for content here.
Yep.
The fun part is I didn't even know that was possible until now.
Really? Oh, wow.
For the area to load there early. That's weird. It's okay. So,
at the back window. Unlocking that for you now.
You are go.
there we go. We still clip through.
Still
for
clip
some
through
reason.
that, yeah.
That's funny.
Now, this is a very interesting part of the run because you can skip quite a big part of it, but the tricks to do that, there are multiple ways to do it. All of them are inconsistent. But I'm going to try it a few times. If it doesn't work, I'll just go save. But maybe we'll get lucky. There are two ways. You can either nade clip through a wall, which is super inconsistent, or you do cover clip, which you might know if you have ever seen a Splinter Cell Conviction speedrun. But yeah, both tricks are inconsistent, and I really hope this will work. But if I take cover and I do this movement, okay, that didn't work. I'll try it one or two more times. What happens is you can clip through the wall, and if you're unlucky, you get pushed off the wall like you just saw, or you don't get far enough into the wall. I won't try it a million times, don't worry. I have backup strats. But this is one of the scariest parts for me in the marathon setting. Let's go.
This is also one of the harder levels casually.
It really is, yeah. And if done ideally, if I get all the skips that I want, we skip a lot. Let me see. I think I will play this a bit safer. Let's see. Please clip. Oh, that is a shame.
Oh, no.
I'll do it one more time. If it doesn't work, I'll do a backup strat.
For sure.
Well, third time's the lucky charm, you know?
Okay, they got alerted early. We'll mash the E button now.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, you're getting in trouble now.
Oh my.
The last game was Chaos Theory. This is Chaos Practice.
True.
Oh my god.
Oh, man.
All right, I tried different. Okay, I was gonna say
Dang it.
if I had survived, I would have tried the different clip, the nade clip. So I think I'm gonna try the nade clip 2 or 3 times now, and if it doesn't work, I will go again for the cover clip. If it doesn't work, I do a backup strat. But yeah, this is, I think, easily the scariest part also in PB attempts because it's just not consistent. But you normally, with the cover clip, I get it 1 out of 2, maximum 3 tries. So hopefully it will work now. Yes, I would do the nade clip first, right? Let's try that. So this one is a nade clip. Let me see if I can get it. I throw a nade and I... didn't work. I run next to the wall, and if done perfectly, this is super random, by the way. Even if I played perfectly. If I get lucky, I will clip through the wall, and it didn't work. Okay, I'm gonna try the cover clip. If it doesn't work, then we do slower strats, but that's fine.
Yeah, but basically the nade clip, the reason why it works is because when you throw like frag grenades, for example, the game, like if you're impacted by it, the game will trigger ragdoll physics for Sam, and that kind of allows us to, you know, do all sorts of crazy physics stuff and clipping through walls like that. I'm not sure if it's just frag grenades or maybe other ones as well.
I only know it to work with frag grenades, but I'm not sure. Okay, unfortunately it didn't work. Quite unlucky, but that's okay. I'm not going to try it again because that would be a mistake. I will just try to do the other strats.
Again, more content.
It's more content.
All right, we're going for the drone section. We would have skipped this, but that's okay. Just marathon luck. We'll still do other skips later. As I said, many variations to do many different types of skips, partial skips, full skips in this level. Unfortunately, none of them are consistent. Let's see. We get to see the tri-rotor, which is kind of fun.
Okay, Sam, you're coming.
I did really like using this thing. It was a lot of fun.
We've got visual confirmation. The compound is dark.
All right, so I'm doing a different skip now.
Still working on it.
At least I'm attempting, because this one is hard. I have to time
Side door.
a grenade as I open this door, and I want the grenade to get me before I open the door. If done correctly, I hope this works, I will get the animation cancelled midway. I went slightly too early, and the door will stay open. I'll have to try that again. Okay, that also didn't work. Hopefully it will work now.
That door is very
This is
stubborn.
really tricky with the timing. Okay, I'm gonna try earlier. The thing is, if I go too early, which I'm scared about, it will definitely not work, and I'm past the door, and then I can't do the skip at all. Okay, last attempt, maybe? Please work.
Oh.
Unfortunately, it didn't work. I have 1 grenade left. I have 1 more attempt. We have to make this count.
You got this.
That's a shame.
Oh,
okay,
darn.
quite unfortunate, but that's okay. We would have skipped the whole building. Unfortunately, that didn't work out, which is really, really unfortunate, but it happens.
Yeah, but I think I'm not sure, and correct me if I'm wrong. I know that some of the nade clips require not very, but at least somewhat precise lineups as well, because that kind of determines how you will ragdoll, you know, which direction, stuff like that.
Yeah, but even if you do it perfectly, it's just completely random, and that's the issue with it.
Yeah.
All right, we would have skipped all of this, because normally what happens is you are in a weird state where you're between load triggers and the outside area deloads, and you can basically hit the trigger early because of that. Unfortunately, didn't get this marathon run, but we just continue casually, or semi-casually. Now we have to protect Nuri. There's another guard to the left. Okay.
We're clear, let's move. Where's this tunnel, Nuri? We're close.
All right.
We're almost at the entrance.
We just have to do this casually now. Okay. So everything you just saw would have been skipped. Even this part, but until the next part. So what would happen? We could have walked on top of this structure. It wouldn't have been correctly loaded in. We would have been on top of it, and we would have done a small trick fall onto the collision of the top of this door, and then hit the trigger here, the checkpoint you just saw, and we would have been put all the way here. So unfortunately, I lost minutes, but hey, can't always get lucky. Now over here, it's the same as in the first mission. If I get spotted, I'll have reinforcements, so I really hope that's not going to happen. Let's see.
Pissing off Cuzforce is a bad idea. This is what comes after.
And we're good. Okay, good.
Nice.
Nice.
Because if I had been alerted, if they had been alerted, there would have been a bunch of enemies spawning in here. I would have had to fight them and then finish the mission. But like this, I can immediately go to the ending cutscene.
I want.
Okay. And 1 second. Okay. This is an unskippable cutscene, unfortunately.
It's weird how Sam wants names, because it's like, Sam, you've already got a name. It's Sam.
Yeah.
But
This is a good time for any messages, by the way.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, folks, if you're enjoying the run and you want to see more runs like it, Black in a Flash is our speedrunning community that uplifts and connects Black speedrunners of all levels, hosting special events throughout the year to raise money for charity and celebrate Black voices in the speedrunning scene. You can learn more or apply to get involved at gdq.gg/BAF and follow at blackinaflash.bsky.social on Blue Sky for the latest updates on everything Black in a Flash.
You're gambling with a war.
All right, so the next level coming up is Abandoned Mill in London. And I think casually that's an extremely long level. It's already giving a hint there. Speedrun, maybe not so much. But yeah, let's load it up.
One thing that always cracks me up is just seeing the ridiculous amount of money that you have because of, you know, the NG plus.
Yeah.
It's just trillions and trillions of dollars, you know? Which,
That is true,
if you're
yeah.
not familiar, you use the currency to upgrade your loadout and unlock outfits, stuff like that. And you get those by completing objectives. I think side objectives as well, like secondary ones.
Yeah.
Yeah. This level also has one of my also favorite tricks as well. There's a very specific flash drop that I like that also skips a nice portion of the level.
Yeah, it's a really, really big skip, actually. I don't know how much it saves, because I don't remember what the casual playthrough of this level looks like, but it's a significant skip.
Yeah, and it's also pretty exciting, you know. It's also a bit flashy as well. Because, I mean, it will involve Sam going Assassin's Creed, kind of, in just a moment.
There we go with the trigger for the
yeah.
end fight of this level.
Okay, so where's the haystack?
Well, we
You said
were not
Assassin's
patient
Creed.
enough. You got me there. You got me there. I mean, maybe if we waited a bit longer and not, you know, reverted, maybe we would have seen one.
All right, yeah, I'll just line up some shots so I can hopefully quickly get all the NPCs. Okay, or I missed, that's also fine. Just have to hit this shot, please. Good. So now this part is random, dependent on Brick's behavior. Sometimes he starts shooting, which is slow, but he didn't, so that's good. But it's random. now you just have to wait for him to get to the door, and then the mission is already finished. It's a really short mission in Blacklist. Normally the ending clear goes faster, but there were some unfortunate spawns there, so it took a bit longer, but that's fine. And the next mission is, I think, a really cool one, because we're getting to Special Missions HQ. And I think I'll let director handle the commentary for a bit here.
All right. Yeah, so this level is pretty packed with some very demanding tricks that Distro will have to do. That's why we will have to be very alert about it. And this level here, I think you are not supposed to get spotted here in the beginning, right?
Correct.
And that's another, extra layer of carefulness that you have to do. Here you can see that.
Accidentally got on the pipe, and that's got me spotted early.
Yeah.
The problem with that is that changes everything with the cycles, and this is. You have to revert again. The cameras especially, and the guy's position are different now. When you start the mission, it's always the same. But now, and I usually never fail this, but now I have to be careful with the camera cycles. And maybe, yeah, like here for instance. I think I'm gonna just wait for it to turn around. Yeah, that was the right play.
Yeah, I think that's, yeah.
Also, I'm throwing noisemakers there to distract the guards. There we go. Oh, camera cycle is awkward. Be careful here. Okay, should be fine.
I'm in the parking garage, General.
Yeah, I can't kill anyone and they can't spot me.
I don't like this, Sam. That last phrase the general used in his
Alright. There's a conversation here that we have to listen to. Fun fact, if you have unlimited FPS for this game, or very high FPS, you will get a soft lock, because when this guy goes to that door, which he's scripted to do, he for some reason clips through the wall and falls off, and it just soft locks the game. And if you lock your FPS to something like, I think below 100 maybe, it should work. Alright. We're using this guy to get inside the building. Why isn't it moving?
Uh-oh.
Okay.
He's a bit tired.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. He just needed a moment. It's fine. It's fine.
He's just in awe.
That
how
has never
fast you're
happened
going.
before.
Oh, it's the thing again.
Wait, what? Why did that fail the mission? Okay, this has never happened before. It's a classic. Yep, let's go.
Wow.
I think it said that you were detected by cameras or something.
Okay. So, I think that didn't work because this guy probably heard my footsteps. Maybe I should go slower. Let's see. Yeah, should be fine now.
The surveillance we need to cut through, and the RFID chip I'm carrying only disables it for a short time.
Why are you taking me through heavy surveillance?
Oh, it's the camera there that saw me, which also usually never happens. I didn't even know there was a camera there until now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I had no idea.
Well,
I'm here to stop a war between our two countries. Says the man with a UAV flying.
So what is happening here is a small skip.
Sometimes there's no time to negotiate.
I wait for the guard to get in front of the door, and then I just block him and run past him. And there's only a cutscene here, but I just hit the save trigger, and then I revert, which makes me skip all the cutscenes. And I just run past all the enemies, and I'll hand over to director as he explains some interesting stuff that's going to happen now.
Yeah, so as you can see, right after that revert to checkpoint, we jump straight into action, which is pretty typical for this level. Now, there's a very specific trick that involves out of bounds. It's I believe it's called body out of bounds, right?
Yeah.
So what Distro will do here is he will take this guard and hold him like that, and he will align. He will aim at a very specific spot, and by throwing him, he should. Did you get it?
I'm doing a backup. There we go. You don't always clip all the way through. It's random, but the backup with the nade works. So I'm hitting a safety save, and yeah, director, please continue.
Yeah. So by throwing the guard while looking at a very specific angle, he made Sam clip through that wall, and here Distro is doing another clip. Basically, that area that he went through was not loaded in yet, which allowed him to kind of go out of bounds. And
yeah, I actually missed it, but that's a very finicky jump. I would have skipped this area. That's fine. It is really precise. You have to fall down with the curve to the right, and I barely missed the trigger. But that's not that much of a time loss. You just have to go down the staircase now. And it would have, if I had reverted, it would have put me in this room right here. Okay. Now we get to a gate, and I'll hand over the commentary again as a focus.
Yeah, there's as you can see, there are a lot of guards in the way, and even though Distro is playing on rookie difficulty, it's still not. Sam is still not as immune as you would think to bullets, even though there's health regen and stuff, which is very handy, especially comparing to older games of Splinter Cell where you had to really watch your HP. But yeah, Sam can handle a lot of heat, but sometimes you just gotta be careful. Here, Distro will do a nade clip and hopefully get through to the other side of this of these iron bars. I'm pretty sure this is also a pretty
extremely
precise
random, yes.
endeavor. You have to be.
It's even if you get everything right, it's just random. But I activated PC as a marathon save strat because if I miss it 3 times, actually I think I got it now. No, I barely missed it. That's okay. Yeah, marathon luck not on my side today. Even if you do everything perfectly, it's just random, and I got a bit unlucky. The last attempt almost worked. We would have skipped the cutscene. We would have got through the gate earlier. But yeah, I did the marathon save strat where I activated PC, and then the gate is on timer. In a PB attempt, I would have just gone for the gate, and I would have not activated the PC at all, which is faster if you get it. But that's again random. So in a marathon, it's always the right call to just play it safe.
Yeah, for sure. And here, Distro will revert to. I think he will revert to a checkpoint at a very specific time here as he goes through the gates. And when you do the revert to checkpoint option, if you're running, Sam will run for a little bit more after triggering the revert, which allowed him to basically skip a cutscene there and save a bit of time. Now, here you see this mini game with basically shooting from the sky. There's going to be another one later, I think, or a similar one like that. There are a bunch of these sort of drone sections throughout the game, and basically, if I'm correct, you have to just deal with all those enemies without wasting too much time. And I think that's going to be it after this thing.
Yep. There we go.
And the next level awaits.
Sharpshooting.
Next level is Transit Yards, which is a bit of an interesting level when it comes to storytelling because it will switch between 2 perspectives the whole time. We actually get an FPS shooter for a short time. You switch between Sam and Briggs.
It's quite an interesting concept, especially for a stealth game like Splinter Cell, where there has never been a first-person perspective, unless you played Spies vs. Mercs, which is a multiplayer game mode in Splinter Cell. But yeah, we actually, I think this is one of the few levels that is in broad daylight in the game. I don't know how many levels there are in daylight, but it's quite a occurrence in Splinter Cell. Usually it's in the middle of the night. But the objectives here are basically, I think you have to disarm 3 bombs. Is that correct?
Yeah, I don't know if it's free, but yeah, you have to disarm bombs.
Because there's this one with Briggs, and then there's another one with Sam, I think.
Yeah.
But yeah, as you can see here, we're switching games now. We're playing Call of Duty, and some sharp shooting skills from Distro here.
Actually taking specific paths so the enemies don't see me, so we're being kind of stealthy, I guess.
True.
Because if the enemies are alerted, I can't activate this trigger early. I have to fight them. They are around or alerted. So I want to mention at the beginning of the mission, I had a clear, and I had to kill everyone. But I just spam a frag grenade at the beginning, which will kill some enemies and then line up the others perfectly. But there's a glitch where sometimes the nade doesn't get thrown at the very beginning of the mission. That happened now. So in terms of marathon luck, this is quite a showcase right now.
It's
being
pretty
quite
spicy,
unlucky overall.
yeah.
But that's okay.
But I mean, you know, you're dealing with it pretty well. You know what you're doing.
Yeah.
It's always nice to kind of know, you know, backup stuff. What will go if something doesn't work out, so you can deal with that. Which I think you're handling very well.
All right, I throw a bunch of smoke grenades here so the snipers don't see me, at least not early.
Yeah.
And I throw another smoke grenade into this to the side of the train because it allows me to interact with this bomb immediately. Because if you're alerted, if you're in the alerted state, you can't activate it sometimes. But with the smoke, it for some reason still works. It covers you, and you're, you know, flagged as being safe and protected and stealthy, and then you can just activate it early every single time. So we switch again to the Call of Duty, as director mentioned. I will run past most of the enemies here, but at the end there are 2 super lethal enemies. The strategy is to use an incendiary grenade to get the left guard, which should distract the guy on the right, and I should be able to just run past him. Yep. Now we activate this cutscene and we go to Sam Fisher again, and we just run and gun through a train. Immediately switch to the F2000. Yeah.
Imagine not getting 1 but 2 train levels in a single Splinter Cell session. You know, that's... Unfortunately, we can't skip the train like we did last time. That would be nice though, but...
All right, so this looks a bit weird because you have some freeze frames there with Sam's movement. You can drop through the glass here, and if I sprint immediately and go to the right, I can just execute this guy. So he will not bother me, otherwise he will push me around. It's going to be super annoying. And I just throw a sleeping gas here, and I have to wait a bit, and the rest of the mission is a timer, and that's transit yards. So the cutscene glitches out a bit if you skip it early, which I think is kind of funny if you look at this. You just see the police cars there, and then it zooms back, and then mission's over.
Resource transfer complete.
All right, next mission is detention facility. That's a mission where you can't be spotted, at least at the beginning. You can't kill anyone for the whole mission. And this is a bit of a tricky one. And it's also, I guess, a cutscene simulator, because I don't know how many cutscenes are in this level, but there's so many. We can skip them, but it always takes a few seconds. I think you get hit by 3 cutscenes at the beginning, and then you have like 7 or 8, and then you have other ones later. It's so many cutscenes.
I mean, it's practically a movie at this point, you know.
Stand up now.
So now we are basically being... Sam Fisher basically tries to infiltrate Guantanamo, and Briggs is helping him. I actually forgot the story reason why. I think he tries to interrogate Nuri, that's it, to get some information. The guy from the private estate mission. That's it, I remember now. But yeah, this is now the most exciting part of the run, where you just walk forward. If there's any messages, announcements, I think now is a good time.
Yeah, folks. As a reminder, you can always join our Discord. Type !Discord to join and get the hotfix roll to keep up to date with everything going on with anything related to GDQ. And again, if you are watching this at home on YouTube, hello from the past. You should join us over on Twitch, twitch.tv/gamesdonequick. And yeah, for all of you that are watching here at home on Twitch, if you missed any of our shows, you can always go back and watch the VODs at youtube.com/gamesdonequick.
All right, when we enter this room, we have, as I mentioned before, a ton of cutscenes. I think it's 7. I'm not even sure. Too many. And we interrogate Nuri. We can either save or spare him. Fun fact about this, you see now that Nuri's face is flashing for a few frames there. And if you do the spare or kill thing too early before that flash goes away, that screen actually gets stuck forever. And you just see Nuri's face, and then you're just basically soft-locked. Until I think you can revert to get rid of it. I'm not even sure anymore. But it's something weird that can happen if you go too fast. All right, again, a reminder, I can't kill anyone here. I hit a checkpoint trigger and I revert so that the position of all the guards is the way I want it to be. And I should be able to sneak past everyone now, unless something crazy happens. Okay, where's this guard?
This level always gets my blood pressure going because you know, there's a lot of like close encounters where the detection bar is just almost full, but not really.
Like here, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, after this cutscene, we can be spotted again, but we still can't kill anyone. Sleeping gas, etc. knockouts is fine, just no kills.
Remember, Sam, the guards are friendly. Any fatalities and I may have sight for situation. Go, Sam.
Ooh, bit scary on the HP here.
It's okay.
Can take a shortcut here through the window. Also, one thing I should maybe mention is that unlike the first few games, your HP regenerates in this game. It's a slower regeneration when you're in the state where enemies are alerted, but still over time you recover. Be careful here. Good.
Make for Camp X-ray. You're almost home.
Yeah, and I think this is really reflected in the speedrun style because you can attempt more daring sort of run and gun sections and just kind of run past a bunch of guards without fearing.
Now the only enemy I need to worry about is a dog. The position is random, and I hope that I can find it before it finds. Oh, it's there.
Good. Cut across. You'll be able to
Okay, we're good. Dog gets to sleep. Smoke grenades so the snipers don't hit me. And now we get to a really, I think, interesting or funny skip. We do a flash drop, that's all I'm gonna say. The rest is self-explanatory, but I think it's pretty funny. You're sitting around, I think, 10 seconds from now.
Yeah, I think the rest needs no words. Just flash drop and you'll see it for yourself. Here we go. Here we go.
Yep.
Yep. Performing miracles live. I mean, come on, what else? You know?
See, people call me Jesus all the time for my appearance. However, I can't do that. So
Wire transfer just.
All right, so this is actually a unique spot in the game where it immediately goes to the next level, and this is a really difficult one. I basically have to clear every enemy here, and I throw sleeping gas in a very specific way that I hit as many enemies as possible. Unfortunately, I missed one, but maybe I can get him now. Okay, we should be good.
I've got movement behind the hangars.
Wait, what? Oh, I missed this wave entirely. That's a bit unfortunate. I'll go for them later. There's supposed to be a second go. Okay. I've never seen that before. It was supposed to be running out.
Again? That's 3 in one run.
Okay.
This reminds me of that level in Splinter Cell Conviction. I think it's Lincoln Memorial.
Lincoln Memory is a level, yeah, but why does it remind you of it?
Oh wait, no. It's the other level where you where I think it's Lincoln Memorial, because at the very end you have also this section where you have to deal with waves of guards. Or is it another level? I don't remember.
Sorry, I was focusing. I didn't hear you. I'm gonna listen to you soon. Because enemies in really weird spots right now that I'm not used to, and I'm trying to figure out where the last guy is. He's here. Okay. That's an unfortunate time loss, but that's okay. So now that all the enemies are dead, I can again revert into a checkpoint and skip a cutscene. And we'll get to Call of Duty again with shooting from a plane. Director, what did you ask? Sorry.
No, it's okay. I just wanted to say that the reason why it reminded me of Lincoln Memorial is because at the end you have also this section where you deal with waves of guards.
Yeah. I know what you mean, yes.
So here I think you have to protect the Paladin, the airplane from...
Yeah, it's pretty easy. I just wait for the cars to get into the vision and I just shoot them down. I think we still have like a minute of downtime if there's any messages to be read out.
Actually, one thing I wanted to point out, because we ran into Sadiq a little bit earlier in the game, and fun fact for those of you that played Indiana Jones and the Great Circle, the new Indiana Jones that just came out, Sadiq is also in that game too. This is where the voice acting community in video games is like so small. But
that's cool.
Fun little fact for anybody that played that. That's another game we might get on Crosshair at some point in the future.
Sounds good. Yeah, it'll be fun. So yeah, again, as I said, I just shoot these targets. I like those squares that exactly tell you where you should shoot. And yeah, you can't really go wrong here. Just wait for the cutscenes to start. Once this plane starts, all the cars are down. There's not really much that can go wrong. And we're going to enter the second last mission, which is LNG Terminal. Or as I like to call it, RNG Terminal, because it's a bit random.
Yeah.
We need to get off the ground now.
All right. There it is. That's a cutscene. So make sure not to spam enter too early because it can soft lock, as I mentioned before. I see the text. We good. LNG Terminal has a weird thing happening, and I don't even know why that's a thing. Like, no one knows. But once you go into the first fighting sequence with the speedrun strats, for some reason, sometimes there are enemies spawning, and other times they aren't, and we have no idea why. If they aren't, that's smooth sailing, just run through and you're fine. If they are, you run through, but there is a good chance you might die, and you have to adapt. The very beginning of the mission is just basically going to the cutscene I just mentioned, and then we will see what kind of luck we get. Let's see. Yep, one more cutscene. Okay, we just climb up there, which triggers a cutscene, and then after that we'll see what's happening. If I get those hot markers with the enemy seeing me, I know that I got the bad scenario, but it's seemingly random. I don't know exactly how that works. For once I actually got marathon luck. That's good. Okay.
Nice. Definitely earned it.
All right. So the rest is basically just run and gunning without the gunning part, I guess, unless I have to. I just try to run past all the enemies, and I will shoot them if I think that they're going to be annoying or blocking me, or they might maybe kill me. It's going to be one of the scenarios I have to just basically adapt to what I see. Normally I should be fine. I will take him out just in case. And we have a clear coming up. I have to kill everyone. And there's some cool movement tech here if I line up against the wall here. I can just slide through here, which is faster.
Oh, wow.
By just spamming the Q button.
Nice.
That's
nice.
cool.
Down right out front.
All right, I have to do a clear, and I'm going to focus. I'll hand over to director, but pretty much everything has to die. That's the idea here.
Yeah, it's. I mean, this level overall is, I would say, pretty hectic because everything's just burning down. There are a bunch of enemies that you have to deal with, and you just have to be very alert because, as you can see, Distro's busy doing all sorts of things, from dealing with guards to doing flash drops, but yeah, it's just it's a very kind of specific type of speedrunning here. Just
Yeah, that clear actually went perfectly.
Yeah.
Now we see a bunch of parkour, and I'm sorry, I will hand over again.
No worries. Yeah, but as you can see, it's definitely different from other Splinter Cell games. Well, of course, not Conviction, because I mean they're both pretty much action games. But comparing to earlier Splinter Cell games, that's definitely a difference. I mean, yeah, just look at all the things happening on screen. By the way, one thing I always find funny, and I've only noticed this in Blacklist, by the way, but sometimes because Sam is going very fast, there are a bunch of overlapping audio lines, like multiple characters speaking at once. And, it's just so many voices in Sam's head is just... because, I mean, they just can't keep up, we're just too fast.
Yeah, and also just a cutscene skip by reverting there after I activated the computer. Now we enter a room where there's I think 4 of those heavily guarded guards, and the idea is to just flash bang them, hopefully it will work, and just run past them. Let's see. Looks good to me.
Nice.
Now over here we're supposed to chase this guy, and we go so fast in the speedrun that it just looks really weird because we're way closer to him than we're supposed to be, and things kind of
Any rubber bands?
glitch out.
Yeah, I think when you showed me this part before, you actually touched him.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Fast enough you can do that.
Yeah, which is funny because I mean, why not stop there, But I mean, the game dictates the rules. Can't really do anything about that.
Sorry, I'm focusing here. So I'm just chasing the guy, and there's a bunch more guards. I just throw a flashbang up here, and it should cancel animation for me. Yeah, there we go. Of me
nice.
climbing down, and everyone is blinded for a few seconds. And I just have to hit the trigger here and then just wait. I can do whatever I want, really. Fun fact, I can also just shoot him, nothing happens.
Oops.
Yeah, suddenly lost all accuracy. Come on, Sam.
And that was LNG Terminal.
Nice.
And now we're entering the last level, which is called Site F.
Or Go Denver.
Yeah, Go for Denver is just such a meme. It's going to be clear why, because you get to hear the line a million times. It's fun.
We raised the president yet?
Still trying.
To activate the mission
Site-
first.
Site F actually has a section which you'll see in just a moment with a bunch of lasers, which to me looks very funny because, it looks like, if you imagine the kind of stereotypical super stealthy secret agent infiltration with a bunch of moving lasers all around and just lasers spammed all across everywhere. And yeah, it's just the game will throw a couple of final obstacles towards Sam and Distro, and yeah, but I'm pretty sure it's gonna go as well as it can. Hopefully no more trolling from the RNG department.
Yeah, let's see what. So the smoke grenades basically cover me and keep me safe from the snipers. And over here, I have to activate think is it a switch or something, or I have to access the terminal or something. And if I just crouch sprint into the room, if I'm fast enough, they will not see or hear me, and I'm good. And over here, I will throw another smoke grenade so the snipers don't see me too early. And
yeah, this one's also scary.
I think that's lasers that director was talking about. I can revert here, and the funny fact about that is that it will put the laser in the same spot every single time I revert. I do a quick flash drop here. You have to go really fast, otherwise the lasers hit you. Now I have to wait for this laser to go back, and then I can continue. And let's see. Let me get up here. All right. So there's just a bunch of parkouring going on. I will hit a checkpoint here, which I will load, and I revert again because it puts me forward. And once again, it puts the lasers in the same spot every time you revert. So you just have a specific path you take. There's no randomness. As a speedrunner, that's just a really nice thing. I'm going to play it safe. Normally I could have gone there, but I don't want to lose any more time on this run anymore. Okay, so we're getting to a run and gun section with a huge skip. What will happen now is that I will do a flash drop and skip a significant chunk of this level. At least hopefully. Because there's a glitch where the sticky camera can be activated. I haven't seen it in ages, but I probably jinxed myself now. Let's see. But you can just drop down here. Ah, it worked. Okay, good. And the funny thing is I can just clip for this glass now. And it just allows you to continue.
Yeah, the game is shocked, as we can see. There we go.
I hit the checkpoint trigger here. Okay, I have to revert here. The enemies are spawned, but the thing is, if you continue normally, you're gonna softlock because you can't activate a switch to end the segment. Also, I want to mention, for some reason, my PC loves to crash in that section when you do that skip. And I don't know why I'm the only person that happens to. I'm happy that didn't happen now. And it literally doesn't happen to anyone I know of the speedrunners. It only happens to me. And I was thinking maybe it's my PC, but then I ran this game at another marathon and it crashed there as well. It just happens for me and we have no idea why.
You're just gonna find a way to slow you down because you've like swept all of the Splinter Cell leaderboards from top to bottom. So
yeah. I think Ubisoft just blacklisted you. No pun intended.
So I have to activate these three objectives. Cut the ventilation. And you saw me throw some smoke grenades, that's so I can run back here without being spotted, hopefully. And then I just go to the vent here, do some fancy movement stuff where I just slide through, activate the lockdown. We have a bunch of cutscenes now. I just skipped through all of them, and we're reaching, I would say, the last 2 minutes of the run.
Why isn't air circulating? Do you copy?
I just have to spam space now to skip the cutscenes. There's also like a segment where you have to press E, which I'm doing as well, to interact.
I like how it just says loading data there during this very important moment.
I'm sorry.
All right. Still have a few cutscenes.
Yeah, there's a bunch of them here.
Yep. Okay. So I just have to mark the enemies here, and at a certain point when I press E, I'm going to get freed. The plot twist was there, by the way, that you were playing as Briggs, not as Sam. And you can actually do a funny skip here. Instead of going straight forward and having a bunch of cutscenes, you can literally just go to the right and then slide through here and then activate this cutscene early and getting you to the end fight. I just revert to normalize Sadiq's position, and I will just crouch sprint towards him and interact with him, and he shouldn't see me.
Yeah, and I think this is, I remember you mentioned that this boss fight also has a weird quirk if you go super low on FPS.
Yeah, if you can slide into him, which makes him fall over, and if you lower your FPS, he just clips to the floor and skips the fight. But yeah, I didn't do that now because I'm doing it without the FPS cap. There's also another skip here, which I unfortunately did not get. You can get Sadiq to jump at you earlier. Yeah, now it's taking way too long. But it's kind of random to get the trick. You just walk backwards like this, and then he jumps at you. Oh, it's taking forever. That's quite unlucky. Okay, what's happening? Is this a soft lock I've never seen before? Is that a thing?
Oh my god, there we go.
It has never taken this long before. Now I just mash E and we're at the end of the run. Also, I believe this is my first marathon run that's going above estimate, so that's kind of hype. And I've done a lot of them. But it's not too bad, I think, so.
Yeah, it's all good.
At least I hope.
You're like a
all right,
minute over,
time is coming up. Now.
GG's.
Congrats.
Okay, so thanks. So less than a minute above estimate. I'm happy with that.
Yeah, I mean, that's really not that bad, so very nice.
I did get really unlucky in a lot of parts, but it happens in the marathon run from time to time.
Yeah. There was a few parts where like just weird soft locks, and you had to watch that one cutscene after the door load thing went bad. But yeah, tell everybody where we can find you on the internet and what you're doing.
All right, so you can find me on twitch.tv/distrotv. I started with Halo 2 Legendary speedruns, but nowadays I'm mostly doing Splinter Cell speedruns. I have done Halo Infinite recently. I think it was 2 days ago. I ran Infinite Any Person Legendary on Hotfix as well. If you like Halo speedrunning, if you like Splinter Cell speedrunning, I pretty much speedrun all of the main PC games. I think that's a good place to check out if you like the runs. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a lot of fun. And I would also like to say thank you to the organizing crew, to the host, to direct the music for the excellent commentary. Thank you, director. And I leave the final words to director if you want to say anything more.
Well, not very much of a speech guy, but I guess I also want to thank everybody here. I had a lot of fun with all 3 games, and I want to thank Distro for having me. I want to thank GDQ team for providing amazing opportunities for amazing speedruns to be showcased. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this short little session of Splinter Cell. And if you're interested in Splinter Cell speedrunning, we're always eager to have you. So yeah, thank you once again. And
heck yeah,
that's pretty much it.
Thank you very much for coming to show it off. This was like one of my favorite franchises growing up, and I'm so glad we got to showcase it. Thank you for submitting it to GDQ.com or gamesdonequick.com/hotfix, because that's how I found it, and it was a lot of fun. So thank you both for being here. Thank you for like champing your way through 3 hours of runs today. You're built different, man. I don't know how you do it.
Yeah, thanks for all of that. I want to just mention, also shout out to the director again to having stuck with me through the commentary at 2 a.m. for him when it started. It was 1 a.m. for me, so
yeah, right now
Dark is also a machine.
Yeah, it's 10 to 5 a.m. right now.
Man, y'all are wild. So yeah, thank you again for doing that. But yeah, folks, that is going to be it for us here on Crosshair this evening. But fear not, because the GDQ Hotfix is not over yet. Speedruns from the Crypt is up next, so stick around for some spooky speedruns. We'll be back in 2 weeks with another episode of Crosshair. And for that one, you're going to want to reserve some time, perhaps maybe a block of time. But yeah, as always, folks, no matter what your dreams, goals, or hopes are in this world, always keep them in your crosshair. We'll see you next time.